Leading things off for the Huskers, the center fielder, number 4, Jake Myers, batting second. Number 7, Angelo Altavilla, batting third. Number 44, Ben Miller, batting fourth. The designated hitter, number 11, Scott Schreiber, batting fifth. Number 19, the left fielder, Luis Alvarado, batting sixth. The right fielder, number 39, Mojo Hagee, batting seventh. The catcher, number 8, Jesse Wilkening, batting eighth. The second baseman, number 6, Jake Schleppenbach, batting ninth. The shortstop, number 21, Bryson Cronenbold. And in the field for Creighton, at first base, Jason Alberry. At second base, it's Isaac Collins. At shortstop, Thomas Lavano. At third base, it's Bryce Olney. In left field, Ryan Landite. In center field, it's Clark Brinkman. And in right field, it is Will Robertson. Doing the catching for the Blue Jays is Michael Amodi. And on the mound is right-handed pitcher Austin Stroschein, coming into this game with a 7.20 ERA, this being his 8th appearance of the year and his 3rd start. We're ready to get things started here, just like that at TD Ameritrade Park. As the first batter steps in, it's Jake Myers, and he takes ball 1 low and away. It's a changeup. We're ready to get things started. We are underway here. First pitch time at 6:35. Game time temperature 72 degrees. Beautiful night here. As the 1-0 is in there for called strike one. Myers didn't swing at it, goes by. So we are underway here. Jake Myers standing in with our 1-1 count. Here's the 1-1. That's swung on, ground ball to the shortstop, picked up onto first base in time at first, 1 away in the first. Great play over there. Routine play by Thomas Lavano onto the first baseman Alberry. 1 gone in the first. Nothing doing there for Jake Myers. That'll bring up Angelo Altavilla, batting .306 this season, this being his 35th appearance, his 34th start for Nebraska this season. Angelo Altavilla, sophomore from Lakeville, Minnesota, stepping in. Attended Lakeville North High School, really emerged this season for Nebraska. The first offering swung on and missed, a fastball that's just high and outside. Altavilla couldn't quite catch up to it. And it's an 0-1 count. Altavilla, the 13th ranked player coming out of Minnesota back in 2015 when he was a recruit. Here's the 0-1. That's a fastball that just misses the outside edge, evens the counts back up at 1-1. Altavilla standing in. Here's the 1-1. That one's a fastball that just catches the inside part of the plate. Altavilla didn't bite, but it gets in there for called strike two, so it's a 1-2 count. Stroschein pitched in last year's game on April the 12th here at TD Ameritrade Park. Had a great outing for the Blue Jays. Came in, only gave up 2 runs on his way to a game win, in which Creighton won 4-3. Here's the 1-2. That's a breaking ball that just misses the outside edge. So it's 2-2. Evens the count back up. Altavilla, like I mentioned, .306 average, .389 on-base percentage. Has 37 hits this year, 16 runs, 23 batted in. Here's the 2-2. Swung on and foul ball to the left side, just barely. Altavilla catches a piece of the breaking ball as Stroschein tried to fool him, but good job by Altavilla to stay alive. 2-2 count. Beautiful night here at TD Ameritrade Park. They'll always get you. You can see the beautiful Omaha skyline off to the right side. Pedestrian bridge out in left center field. Goes and connects Omaha to Council Bluffs, Iowa. And the 2-2 pitches swung on and missed for called strike 3. Altavilla swung just a little too early on that breaking ball offering from Stroschein. So 2 up, 2 down for Creighton in this first inning. Good start for the Blue Jays. That'll bring up Ben Miller. Ben Miller stepping in. Has been hot as of late, arguably the hottest Husker in the last 10 games, batting .409 in his last 10 games. Increased his batting average by 71 points in that span. Senior from Clive, Iowa, steps in. The opening offering. Fastball. This is the outside corner for called ball 1, so it's 1-0 to get things started here to Ben Miller. Miller on the season batting .276. Has started this being his 33rd start of the season and his 128th at bat. The 1-0 is a breaking ball, misses the outside corner and low, so it's 2-0. partly cloudy, 72 degrees at TD Ameritrade Park. Crowd of what I estimate to be about 1,500 people or so have gathered, mostly red, about 70% red, 30% blue. The 2-0 is a fastball, high and outside, so it's 3-0. So Stroshine's falling behind here. Stroshine, 8 walks to 9 strikeouts this year. So he has struggled a little bit with control, this being his 8th appearance of the season. He's had also 15 innings pitched. Here's a 3-0, and that misses as well. Fastball up and out. So Ben Miller walks on 4 pitches, so Stroshine had a good start early on in this inning, getting both Myers and Altavilla out, but he walks Ben Miller to keep this inning going. So 1 on, 2 gone. And now one of Nebraska's most dangerous hitters, Scott Schreiber, will step in. Schreiber batting .316 this year, .342 with runners on base, and .388 with 2 outs. He's very good with 2 outs in the cleanup spot for the Huskers, where he usually is, the junior. First offering is fouled back up toward myself and off of a fan's shoulder. Almost bounced up into the booth here. We're up angled just off to the right side of home plate, more to the side of the Nebraska dugout on the first base side. Creighton's on the left side on the third base dugout. Here's the 0-1. That one's fouled back again off to my right side, and that'll get back into or it'll stay down in the lower bowl. Creighton looking slick in their all-white uniforms, blue hats, blue letters, blue numbers. Nebraska wearing gray pants with red jerseys and white numbers and letters. So Nebraska wearing the red, Creighton wearing the white. Here's the 0-2. Swung on, ground ball, back up the middle, picked up by Lovano at short, and he'll step on second to get the force out of Ben Miller at second base. So Schreiber grounds out right there for the third and final out of the top of the first. No score in the top of the first inning. No runs, no hits, no errors. 1 man left on. We're through 1/2 inning here at TD Ameritrade Park. No score between Nebraska and Creighton. You're listening to Husker Baseball on KRNU2. Back at TD Ameritrade Park, Zach Penrice rejoining you of Husker Baseball on KRNU2 here. Creighton's turn to bat. In the bottom of the first, nothing doing for the Huskers. In the top of the first, 4 batters faced by Austin Stroshine. He sent 3 of the 4 down. And so it's now Creighton's turn. We'll lead things off with Clark Brinkman, Isaac Collins, and Thomas Lovano. We'll get things started here for Creighton. The batting order for Creighton is as follows. Clark Brinkman leading things off, followed by Isaac Collins, Thomas Lovano batting 3rd, Michael Amodi in the cleanup spot, Will Robertson batting 5th, Riley Landed batting 6th, Bryce Olney batting 7th, Parker Upton in the 8th spot, and batting 9th. Finishing things off is Jason Alberry in the field for Nebraska. First base, it's Ben Miller. Second base, Jake Schleppenbach. Shortstop is Bryson Cronenbold. At third base, it's Angelo Altavilla. In left field, Luis Alvarado. Center field, Jake Myers. And in right field, it's Mojo Hagee. Doing the catching for Nebraska is Jesse Wilkening, as he usually is. And on the mound for Nebraska, their midweek starter is Matt Waldron, the sophomore from Omaha. And his first offering to Clark Brinkman, leading things off, is a ground ball to Cronenbold at shortstop, on to Ben Miller at first for out number 1. So 1 pitch, 1 out here in the bottom of the first for Matt Waldron, and he's grooving right off the bat. So 1 up, 1 down. Clark Brinkman swinging on the first pitch, the sophomore. And so that'll bring up the second baseman, Isaac Collins, the freshman from Maple Grove, Minnesota. Went to Maple Grove High School. Here's the first offering from Waldron. It's a fastball just outside. Waldron on the year, 3.89 ERA, 2-3 record, this being his 12th appearance, his 6th start, 37 innings pitched, 48 hits, 21 runs, 16 of those earned. Here's the 1-0. It's a fastball that just misses the outside edge as well, so it goes to 2-0. Waldron also has 7 walks to 27 strikeouts, so a very good strikeout to walk ratio for the sophomore from Omaha. Went to Omaha West Side. Here's the pitch. That's a 2-seamer that misses way outside, so it's 3-0. The Waldron twins and Jake Myers all went to Omaha West Side, and on Creighton you have Michael Amodi and Jason Alberry, who both went to Creighton Prep, so in-state rival blooming in this game. The 3-0 to Collins is a fastball that misses high and outside, so an early walk from Matt Waldron. Excuse me. That's only his 8th walk of the season, and that'll bring up the shortstop, Thomas Lovano. Not good for Waldron to let that man get away from him. So Thomas Lovano steps in. Lovano, a sophomore from Santa Clarita, California. Went to Bishop Alemany High School. There's the first offering. That's a breaking ball in there for called strike one. Lovano not biting on it. Lovano, a major in marketing here at Creighton University. Bats .270 with 21 runs, 30 hits, 6 doubles, 3 home runs, and 17 RBIs. Here's the 0-1. That one is high and inside, right in on the hands of Lovano, so he doesn't bite on that one. Evens the count back up 1-1. Lovano gets the sign from the head coach, Ed Service, down at third base, who is the third base coach as well as the head coach. Don't see that all that much in college baseball, but it does occur. It is around. Waldron checks on the runner. Collins over at first base. Isaac Collins, 6 for 8 on stolen bases this year. That leads the team. So if Creighton has a threat in this starting lineup to run, it's him. And he's lead off of first. Ben Miller holding him on. Normal defense for Nebraska. There's the 1-1 pitch. There goes the runner. Swung on. Throw down to second base. Not in time. Isaac Collins in there under the tag of Jake Schleppenbach. A good throw from Jesse Wilkening. Just didn't get there quite in time. So a stolen base for the Blue Jays. Isaac Collins, that's his 7th of the year in 9 attempts. Not much else you could do there if you're Jesse Wilkening. A great throw off the swing of Lovano. So it's a 1-2 count now with a runner in scoring position and 1 out. Corners are now in for Nebraska. There's the 1-2 from Waldron as he sets. Fires to home. Ground ball to the third baseman, Altavilla. Looks the runner back to second, on to first, in time at first base. So a great play by Angelo Altavilla, playing third base this evening instead of his normal spot at shortstop. Looking the runner Collins back to second and then throwing to Ben Miller at first for the second out of the inning. Great play right there, but the Blue Jays still threatening. 2 outs here in the first. They have a runner in scoring position. It's Isaac Collins. And now up to bat for Creighton, it's Michael Amoti. He faces Matt Waldron, so an old matchup here. And myself being a graduate of Creighton Preparatory School, which is where the current batter, Michael Amoti, went. I have seen this matchup between Waldron and Amoti many times, and I'll see it here again. The first offering is Amoti hits that one up the middle. That's a base hit. Collins around third, digging into home. Here comes the throw from Myers. It is not in time. The Blue Jays are on top early. It's an RBI single from Michael Amoti that scores. Isaac Collins from second. Blue Jays on top in a hurry. Exactly what you want if you're Ed Service in Creighton. What a start for the Blue Jays. You see that one again up on the big screen right now. Kind of off the end of the bat, a little bit of a golf swing that just looped into center field. Nobody had a play on it in that awkward area between second, short, and center. And Myers, Schleppenbach, and Cronenvold, nobody had a play. And the first offering to Robertson is hit back up the middle. That's a base hit. Amoti will hold up at second. Robertson's into first for a single. Myers gets that one back in quickly, so Waldron reeling a little bit here. Will Robertson gets aboard in a hurry for Creighton, and now the Blue Jays are off and running. There's 2 on, 2 out. And now we'll see Jesse Wilkening visiting his pitcher. Matt Waldron settles him down quickly. Creighton coming out here aggressive. That's 3 first pitch swings we've seen from the first 5 batters. Very aggressive hitting early on in this game. You can tell this team's won 6 in a row. It's a whole new deal here. Nebraska did not get anything going in the first inning, but Creighton's got a lot cooking here. Already a run across. It's 1-0 with 2 outs. And stepping in now is Riley Landite, the left fielder. 2 on, 2 out. Waldron, here's the pitch. That's a breaking ball, misses the outside edge, so it's 1-0. Landed on the season, bats .233, .347 on base percentage, bats .303 with runners in scoring position. Senior from Topeka, Kansas, to Washburn High School. Here's the 1-0. That's a check swing, but it's a strike anyway, so it evens the count back up at 1-1. Landite, a transfer from Johnson County Community College. Came over here a couple of years ago to join the Bluejays. And here he is now in a big spot with 2 on and 2 out. Early on in this game, Creighton looking to do some more damage. Here's the 1-1. That's a hit off of the hands and over toward the Nebraska dugout, so it's a foul ball right in front of the Husker dugout. So it's 1-2 now. Waldron with a chance to get out of this inning. Matt Waldron, his role has changed on this team. This last year was Nebraska's arguably their best starter. Led the team in innings, wins, and strikeouts. This year, he's not even on the weekend starting list. Generally a midweek starter for the Huskers. Here's the 1-2. Swung on. That'll be hit to the right side, back between first and second, and it's caught by Jake Schleppenbach just behind in the outfield grass behind first base. That'll end the inning, so Creighton does some good damage, though. 1 run on 2 hits, no errors, 2 men left on. It's 1-0 Creighton as we go to the top of the second. Don't go anywhere. It's Husker Baseball on KRNU2. Austin Stroshine will face 5, 6, and 7 from the Nebraska Cornhuskers. Creighton leads this game 1-0 over the Huskers. Rejoining you, Zach Penrice here from TD Ameritrade Park. Alvarado, Hagee, and Wilkening will get things going for the Huskers in the top of the second inning. Nebraska, nothing cooking for them in the top of the first, but Creighton comes out and scores a run in the bottom of the first off of an RBI single from Michael Amodi to get things started here. So a great start for the Bluejays, a dream start if they could ever have one. Stepping in for Nebraska here is Luis Alvarado, a junior from Salinas, Puerto Rico. Attended the Puerto Rico Baseball Academy down there. He's a 2014 MLB draft pick by the Boston Red Sox in the 33rd round. As he steps in here looking to get things started. Bats .367 this season as a leadoff. Bats .319 overall, so just a little bit better than his normal average. First pitch in there for called strike one, a fastball that just catches the outside part of the plate. Gets the at-bat started with Alvarado. Alvarado, 2015, he was made the 2015 Big Ten All-Freshman team. Very good player for the Huskers. As the 0-1 is a breaking ball that drops down below the knees of Alvarado across the plate, so it evens the count back up 1-1. Stroshine working quickly here in this at-bat with Alvarado. Here's the 1-1. Swung on and fouled back to the screen. Just caught the top of the barrel there of Alvarado. So it's 1-2. Fans continuing to file in here to TD Ameritrade Park. Could be a better crowd than even I expected. A lot of red on my right side behind the Husker dugout on the first base side. And the majority of the blue on the third base side behind the Creighton dugout. Here's the 1-2. That one's up and in. Fastball. Up and above the hands of Alvarado, so it's 2-2 now. Evens the count back up. That one is in there for called strike 3. So Stroshine gets Alvarado on a breaking ball that just frozen. So that's the first out of the inning for Creighton, and now stepping in is Mojo Hagee, the freshman who's been electric all season for Nebraska. So a good start for Stroshine in this inning, but now faces Mojo Hagee. Here's the first offering. That's a fastball just in the outside corner, and it catches the outside part of the plate. Husker fans don't like it, but it's 0-1. Third baseman comes in on the grass, perhaps anticipating a Mojo bunt. Here's the 0-1. Swung on, foul back to the screen, so now he's already behind 0-2. Austin Stroshine working quickly here. An inning and a third already thrown for him. 1 walk, 2 strikeouts thus far. His pitch count up to 23. Has a 1-0 lead as well. Here's the 0-2. That's a fastball way up and outside. So now it's 1-2. Aggie leads this Husker team in walks. He's got 20 of them. His 5'7" frame may have something to do with that. Generally in the leadoff spot. Tonight he's in the 6th hole. Here's the 1-2. Swung on and missed. Strike 3. Stroshine gets Alvarado, then he gets Haggie. So the first 2 Huskers in the second go down on strikes. Stroshine's in a groove, 2 up, 2 down here in the second. Nobody on base. Up steps Jesse Wilkening, the catcher. See if he can get a little 2-out rally going here against Stroshine and this Creighton Blue Jay team, looking to even the season series back up at 1-1. Nebraska took game 1 of the season series on April the 4th with a 14-6 win. That game in Lincoln at Hawks Field and Haymarket Park. But tonight we're in Omaha at TD Ameritrade Park. The opening offering is a changeup that just misses the outside part of the plate, so it's 1-0. Jesse Wilkening on the air, bats .287. That's .370 with 2 outs. Terrific batter with 2 gone. Here's the 1-0. Swung on and ground ball to the third baseman, picked up by Only, on to first base to Alberry in time for the third and final out of the second. Stroshine cruising for 2. To the bottom of the second we go. Creighton to bat once again with a 1-0 lead. You're listening to Nebraska Baseball on KRNU2. 7-8-9 due up for the Blue Jays here in the bottom of the second as they have a 1-0 lead over the Nebraska Cornhuskers. It's only Upton and Alberry getting things started here in the bottom of the second against the Nebraska pitcher Matt Waldron. Here as Creighton looking to preserve and possibly enhance their 1-0 lead in this game. Getting things started here will be Bryce Only. It was a Michael Amoti's RBI single in that first inning for Creighton that broke things open for the Blue Jays in this game. Creighton in the first meeting between these two teams did not push a run across until the 5th inning. And they got one across early in this game. As Bryce Only will get things started. As he's ready to step in, Matt Waldron thus far, 1 inning pitched, 2 hits given up, 1 run, it was earned, a walk, no strikeouts through 15 pitches in that first frame. As Bryce Only, the senior, wearing number 20, steps in from Algonquin, Illinois. Transfer from Iowa Western Community College. Attended Huntley High School in Algonquin, Illinois. Here's the first offering, and that's a foul ball off to the right side. Hit off the end of the bat and up way above the Husker dugout and into the upper deck off to my right side. Only a finance major, originally born in Jacksonville, Florida. Bats .267 this year, bats .409 when he leads off. Here's the 0-1. That's a fastball in too tight, so it's 1-1. Whole plate umpire, Jason Harstick. First base, it's Trey Nelson. At third base, it's Bill McGuire. Those are your umpires in this game, too, of this 3-game season series. The 1-1 is a breaking ball, just misses low, below the knees, so it's a 2-1 count. That one was close. A few chirps from the Husker dugout on the right side, but nothing doing. Here's the 2-1. Swung on and missed. Big cut by Only. So now it's back to 2-2. Only actually spent his freshman year at Nebraska, where he played 18 games, made 11 starts, scored 5 runs, and had 5 RBIs, hitting .241 as a freshman for Nebraska. So you could say this one is personal for him. Here's the 2-2. That's one swung off the end of the bat into right field, but beyond the outstretched glove of Ben Miller at first base. So Bryce Only gets a little bit of maybe sweet revenge against his old team. The leadoff single in the bottom of the second to get things started here. Bryce Only get things going here with an opposite field hit. And now we have Parker Upton stepping in for Creighton, the designated hitter. A switch hitter, he'll bat left. Parker Upton, a freshman from Grand Island, Nebraska, went to Grand Island High School. Not too far away, about 2.5 hours west of where I currently sit. Only gets his lead off of first. Waldron from the stretch. Here's the first offering. That is a called strike. Fastball catches the outside part of the plate. Right at the letters for Upton. Upton on the season bats .350. That leads the team. He's the only Blue Jay that's actually in the 300s. Terrific batting average for him as a designated hitter. Here's the 0-1. That one swung on into center field. Going back is Myers. He makes the catch running back to his right side. A tough play for Myers, but it's a huge ballpark here at TD Ameritrade Park, so Myers records the first out of the inning. It's a loud first out. So one gone here as Parker Upton swinging on the second pitch of the at-bat. That'll bring up Jason Alberry. Yeah, huge ballpark here at TD Ameritrade. 408 to center, 335 down the lines, and 375 to the gaps. It took about 5 or 6 years for a home run to be hit to dead center field at this park. The way the wind blows, usually it blows in from center. But here's Jason Alberry playing first base, wearing number 15, batting ninth. First offering to him is a breaking ball that gets in there for a great pitch by Waldron as Alberry falls behind 0-1. Alberry on the year, batting .240, on base percentage of .330, and only batting an abysmal .196 with runners on base. So frustrating early start to his redshirt freshman year. Here's the 0-1. That one is a called strike 2 as well, so home plate umpire Jason Harstick calls 2 first strikes on Alberry, and he's down 0-2. Double play formation in for Nebraska. Cronenbold and Schleppenbach guarding the kind of close to the center field gap right there, playing in tight on second base. Corners in. Here's the 0-2. That's a high pitch right there. Easy for Alberry to lay off, and they'll go back to 1-2. Sun starting to set here, TD Ameritrade Park. The sun shining off the buildings way out in left center field, reflecting straight into here. Reflecting a little bit off the left field bleachers as well, where nobody currently sits. 24,000 seats in this stadium, most of them empty. The 1-2 is a ground ball to the shortstop, Cronenbold. This could be 2. To second for 1, on to first, not in time at first base. Alberry beats it with his good speed, but Nebraska gets the lead runner only at second. So now 2 gone in the second inning as Alberry grounds into a fielder's choice right there. Good play by Cronenbold, moving way to his right side to throw it back across his body to Schleppenbach for the second out of the inning. We're back to the top of the order now. It's Clark Brinkman, who grounded out to the shortstop his first time up, I believe on the first pitch of this game. Just last inning he was already up. Here's the first offering from Waldron. Swinging on the first pitch, ground ball to second base, Schleppenbach. This should be easy for him. On to first in time for the third and final out of the second inning for Creighton. In the second inning, no runs on 1 hit, no errors, and 1 man left on base. We're through 2 at TD Ameritrade Park. Creighton with an early lead. They're up 1-0 on Nebraska. Don't go anywhere. You're listening to Husker Baseball on KRNU2.
Now back out to Hawks Field at Haymarket Park for more Husker Baseball, live on 90.3 KRNU.
Welcome back, TD Ameritrade Park. Zach Penrice here, bringing you the action of Nebraska and Creighton, where the Blue Jays have an early 1-0 lead over the Huskers. But Nebraska back up to bat again in the top of the third. Schleppenbach, Cronenbold, and Myers due up for the Big Red. Austin Stroheim for the pitching for Creighton is off to a terrific start. 2 innings pitched, no hits, no runs, 1 walk, 3 Ks. Had 2 strikeouts in that second inning. He's only thrown 27 pitches. Stepping in, though, is Jake Schleppenbach. See his first action today. Here's the opening offering. Swung on, foul back to the left side. Just to the right side of Creighton's dugout and into the upper deck. Great crowd on hand, much bigger, in my opinion, than the April 14th meeting last year when I was here. I believe that's actually April 12th. Early April, let's say. That one smacked up the middle, but it's caught by Collins, the second baseman, on a rope off the bat of Jake Schleppenbach, but a great play by Collins at second. Moved a little bit to his right and made the easy play. Made a hard play look easy, I should say. One up, one down. Only 2 pitches there thrown by Stroshine. One gone. In the top of the third. Creighton holds a 1-0 lead, and up steps Bryson Cronenbold playing shortstop tonight. Doesn't get to see a lot of action for Nebraska. Here's the first offering, and it's a breaking ball, misses low. So it's a 1-0 count. Cronenbold, a junior from Thousand Oaks, California. A Ventura College transfer, played in 35 of 36 games for Ventura College as a sophomore. Here's the 1-0. That's a ground ball to the second baseman, Collins, who can't quite make the play, and he won't even throw over to Alberry at first. He knocked it down with his glove, but couldn't field it fully cleanly, moved way to his left side. And so Bryson Cronenbold reaches first base safely. They should rule that a hit, and I believe they will. If it was an error, it would be an E4, but they will rule it a hit. So Cronenbold aboard safely. That'll go back to the top of the order for Nebraska. It's Jake Myers, who grounded out to shortstop his first time up. So Nebraska, that's their first hit of the day. And it comes by way of the 9-hitter, Bryson Cronenbold. Here's Jake Myers. 0 for 1 today. Here's the pitch. Breaking ball. Finds the strike zone. Called strike 1. Myers not biting on that one. Myers batting .271 this year, a little bit down from last year when he led the team in both batting average and ERA as a batter and a pitcher. 326 batting average last year, led the team. Myers hits that one in the left field, moving back a little bit as Landite, but it's right at him, and he makes the play. So Myers with a line drive out to left field, but straight at the left fielder Landite for the second out of the inning. So a couple of easy outs in this inning for Stroshine in between the hit of Bryson Cronenbold. Up comes the 2-hitter, the third baseman wearing number 7, Angelo Altavilla, who led his team to a runner-up finish at the state tournament in Minnesota. That's Lakeville North, who Altavilla played for just 2 years ago. Here's the opening offering. That is a fastball, misses the outside part of the plate and low. Altavilla does not bite, so it's 1-0. Just after the 7 o'clock hour here at TD Ameritrade, sun setting, fans still filing in, mostly settled in here. Probably closer to 2,000 now, maybe more. Here's the 1-0. That's a fastball that misses just inside. A few chirps from the Creighton dugout. But it now goes to 2-0. Altavilla trying to keep this game, or this inning going. They have a base runner. Bryson Cronenbold at first. 1-0 Creighton leads, top of the third. Here's the 2-0. That one's hit to the second baseman, Collins. He'll scoop it up onto first to Alberry in time for the third and final out of the inning. But Nebraska gets a hit in that inning, but can't push any runs across. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, 1 man left on base. To the bottom of the third we go. Creighton holding a 1-0 lead over Nebraska. Don't go anywhere. It's Husker baseball on KRNU2. Isaac Collins will get things started here for the Blue Jays in the bottom of the third inning. It's 2-3-4 to get things started here for Creighton. Collins, Lovano, and Amodi. See if Creighton can get some more runs. They lead Nebraska 1-0 as Zach Penrice here rejoins you from TD Ameritrade Park in Omaha, Nebraska. Bottom of the third inning. Nebraska can't get much offense going, but it's mainly because of Austin Stroshine. The pitcher for Creighton's been terrific early in this game. Stroshine coming into tonight with a 7.20 ERA. That has not shown. He's pitched terrific. Isaac Collins, though, recorded 2 of the 3 outs last inning, including a rope that was hit by Jake Schleppenbach. He caught it on the fly for the first out of the top of the third, and now he leads off the bottom of the third. Isaac Collins wearing number 1. He walked his first time up back in the first. Here's the opening offering. That one's hit. A looper into center field. I don't think anyone's going to get there. They won't. That falls into center field easily. Jake Myers scoops it up, tosses it back in, but Isaac Collins, 1 swing, and he's aboard. So Collins has gotten on base in both trips today against Matt Waldron, and already Creighton has their leadoff man aboard once again. Thomas Lovano will step in now. grounded out to third base his first time up in the first inning. Bats .268 this year. Isaac Collins, as I mentioned already, a dangerous runner, already stole a base today. Here's the opening offering to Lovano. As he squares the bunt, pulls back, but it's still called strike. As Lovano pulled back on that one, gets another sign from Ed Service, the head coach and third base coach. Service in his 14th season here at Creighton has a 473 and 282 and 1 record. As Waldron checks on the runner, Collins at first. Service, Missouri Valley Coach of the Year in 2004, 2005, 2007, and 2011. Played college baseball at Wisconsin La Crosse from 1977 to 1980. Here's the 0-1. Oh, he'll check on the runner one more time at first. Collins gets back safely. Service, also the 2014 Big East Coach of the Year, has taken Creighton to 4 NCAA tournaments during his tenure. 14th season. Although against Nebraska he struggled. He's 12 and 27 against the Big Red, including 9 out of 10 losses. A check swing right there from Lovano he held back. Wow, looked like from here he definitely went around, but first base umpire Trey Nelson says nope, he held up. So count moves to 1-1. Waldron a little bit frustrated with that one as well. Isaac Collins gets his lead off at first. Corners in for Nebraska. Ben Miller holding him on. Middle infield in double play formation as Waldron checks on Collins one more time at first. Lovano batting .268 this year, bats .294 with runners aboard. Here's the 1-1. Swung on, fouled back to the screen. So now it's 1-2. Waldron getting ahead of his batter a little bit here. Thomas Lovano, sophomore from Santa Clarita, California. Born in Northridge, California, a major in marketing here at Creighton University. Transfer from Moore Park College. A lot of transfers in this Creighton starting lineup. They're all over the place. And Lovano is one of them. Batting shortstop. Or playing shortstop, excuse me. Today for the Bluejays. Here's the 1-2. Swung on, fouled off to the left side. Beyond the Creighton dugout and gets stuck in the fence down there. Bounced 3 or 4 times and got stuck in the fence. Rarely see that. And now the Creighton player who went to go get it ran past the ball. You didn't see it stuck in the fence. Wow, that's terrific. Didn't see it. You rarely see that. Wow. A little bit of fun here at TD Ameritrade. Here's the 1-2 again. That's a swung on and missed for strike 3. A weak swing by Lovano on the 1-2 on a high fastball. He couldn't catch up to it. Probably wanted to hold back, but he couldn't. So Waldron strikes him out. That's his first of the day. And so now Michael Amodi will step in. He's got the lone RBI in this game. Back in the first inning, had an RBI single that scored Isaac Collins, who currently stands at first base. 1 gone in the third. Big swing by Amodi on the first offering from Waldron, but he misses, so it's 0-1. Michael Amodi, a sophomore here from Omaha, went to Creighton Prep High School, an accounting major, a 3-sport athlete in high school. Here's the 0-1. Amodi squares to bunt, but pulls back as the pitch is a breaking ball, misses low and outside. Amodi 1 for 1, like I mentioned, has that RBI. First meeting versus Nebraska went 1 for 4 with 2 RBIs. He's picking up where he left off tonight. Waldron will check on Collins at first again. He's worried about him over there. Already stole a base. I don't blame him. Collins, the most dangerous running threat for the Blue Jays, has reached base both times tonight. He's 7 for 9 stealing this year, looking possibly for another. As Waldron checks on him again. Clearly worried about him. Bodie squared to bunt on the last pitch to him. He's Creighton's power hitter. I doubt he'll square to bunt again. Leads the team in RBIs with 27. Leads the team in home runs with 6. Has a .491 slugging percentage. That also leads the team. Here's the 1-1. Big cut again by Amodi, but he misses once again. So it goes to 1-2. Waldron doing a good job to push some fastballs beyond the bat of Michael Amodi here. A matchup that I myself have seen multiple times. Waldron from Omaha West Side. Amodi from Creighton Prep. High school rivals here in the Metro. They play a lot in the spring and summer. And these two being only 1 year apart have seen each other quite a bit. Here's the 1-2 from Waldron. That's one that's swung on and hit into left center field. That'll drop for a base hit. Racing in is Myers. He'll scoop it up and throw that one back in. Collins stays at second. Amodi aboard with a single. That one looped into left center. No one could get there. No chance anyone had a play on that one. So now Creighton threatening again in the third. Their top of the order has caused problems for Nebraska early in this game. That's their 5th hit of the day already. Michael Amodi's second. Up comes Will Robertson, who singled his first time up on the first pitch he saw. So now a runner in scoring position again. Isaac Collins out there at second base. Corners in. Here's the pitch from Waldron. That one skips into the catcher Wilkening, so Robertson takes that one. So it's 1-0. Robertson batting .298 on the year. Has a chance to increase Creighton's lead right here with a base hit. Here's the 1-0. That one swung on and missed. Actually fouled off just off the end of his bat to the left side. Couldn't quite see it from my angle here. Looked like he might have missed it, but it just went off to the left side. Stayed in the dirt down there around home plate. Didn't get much of it. Robertson, a freshman from Fatima, Missouri. That's .291, 12 runs, 30 hits, 31 hits now, 8 doubles, 13 RBIs, and 18 walks. That leads this Creighton team, those 18 walks. Here's the 1-1. That one's fouled off to the left side, just to the right side of Creighton's dugout on the third base side and into the upper deck. Caught on the fly by a fan, which causes a celebration off to my left. Sun setting here at TD Ameritrade. Lights are on. Big ballpark here, home of the NCAA College World Series. Here's the 1-2. Fastball high and outside. Evens the count back up at 2-2. Neither of these teams have made the College World Series since this stadium has been built. But it plays home to Creighton baseball year-round. Here's the 2-2 from Waldron. That one hits him on the right knee, hit Robertson, so the bases will be loaded now. Waldron lost him there, had him down 1-2, then threw a ball, and then hit him. Bases juiced for the Bluejays in the bottom of the third. Creighton with a chance to possibly blow this thing wide open. It'll be up to Riley Landite, the left fielder, to possibly do that. As a quick infielders conference, no coaches. Every infielder except for Ben Miller goes over. Wilkening, Waldron, Schleppenbach, Cronenbold, and Altavilla talk really quickly, and they're already all back in their respective positions. Middle infielders will be in double play formation. Corners are in. Miller asking his head coach if he should be holding the runner on. He will not. He'll stay even with first base, even with the runner. First offering is a hit to the left side. Get through the legs of Altavilla at third. Everyone will be safe at their base as a run scores. It's Collins home from third. It's 2-0 Creighton. Landite hit that one off the end of his bat to the left side. What would have been an easy play for Altavilla to possibly step on third and go to first for a double play went right through his legs and into left. Cronenbold looking up from his shortstop position up at the screen, can't believe what he saw. It was Cronenbold that picked it up behind him. Wow. 2-0 Creighton. Bases still loaded, one gone in the third. Waldron with a chance to really let this game get away from him. But now it's Bryce Olney stepping in. Bases loaded. Here's the first offering to him. That's a fastball that's just high, a little above the letters. So it's 1-0. Wow, what a sequence. That one obviously ruled an E5. First error of the day for Nebraska. Usually as short-handed as they come. Angelo Altavilla out of position, though, at third base tonight. Here's the pitch. Swung on and missed. Big cut there by Bryce Olney. As I mentioned earlier, Olney, a former player at Nebraska, spent his freshman year at the university. Played 18 games for the Big Red his freshman year. This year, though, bats .267. He's 1 for 1 tonight. Singled in the second. Here's the 1-1. Swung on. Hit to the second baseman, Schleppenbach. Picks it up. Throws to second. Gets the lead runner at second, but can't get anything else. And now it's Mimodi caught in a rundown between third and home. Throwing it back is Wilkening. Now Altavilla has it. Throws home to Miller. In time at home plate. So it's a double play for Nebraska to get out of that. But Creighton scores a third run. It will be Modi scores, from third base, and it was Robertson caught in that rundown, and he is put out between third and home. So Nebraska gets out of that inning, but Creighton pushes 2 more runs across. A wild inning right there with a few crazy plays. There are 2 runs on 3 hits, 1 error, and 3 men left on base in that inning. Boy, that's a mouthful. We're through 3 here at TD Ameritrade Park. Creighton leads Nebraska 3-0. Don't go anywhere. Husker baseball on KRNU2. Welcome back to TD Ameritrade Park. Zach Penrose rejoining you here as Creighton leads Nebraska early in this game 3-0 as we are now in the top of the 4th inning. Austin Stroshine's been the main story for Creighton. Through 3 innings, only 1 hit given up, no runs, 1 walk, 3 strikeouts as he has sliced through this Nebraska offense. Meanwhile, for Nebraska, it's been a frustrating evening so far for Matt Waldron. That 3rd inning especially frustrating, an error by the third baseman, Angelo Altavilla, led to 2 Creighton runs in that last inning. Ben Miller, though, gets things started for the Big Red in the 4th, has a chance to possibly earn some runs back. Arguably the hottest hitting Husker as of late on this team. Has batted .409 in his last 10 games. A wild play there to end the 3rd inning. A double play got Nebraska out of that last inning. Only reached on a fielder's choice to second base. Landite out at second base after the toss from second baseman to shortstop. Robertson advanced to third and then was caught in a rundown between home and third and was finally tagged out by Ben Miller at home. There were 3 or 4 throws in between third base and home plate during that play, but Robertson thought had a chance to sneak home while the defense was distracted by Landite out at second base, but Robertson was caught in a rundown and put out eventually at home by Ben Miller, which resulted in an inning-ending double play. One of the weirdest ones you'll see or hear in baseball. Ben Miller, though, ready to get things started here after a small delay. Stroshan will get things started in the 4th. The first offering to Miller is a fastball that's high and outside, 1-0. Strosheim, that's his 37th pitch only of the night. Ben Miller, no official at-bat yet. He walked his first time up on 4 pitches, and he sees yet another ball there. Here's the 1-0. That's in there for called strike 1, so just as I say, he hasn't seen a strike. He sees one. Count even backed up at 1-1. Ben Miller playing first base, wearing number 44. Nebraska in their red jerseys and gray pants. Here's the 1-1. That's a foul ball back to the screen, so now it's 1-2 as Ben Miller falls behind. 71 degrees here in Omaha at TD Ameritrade Park. Sun has gone down behind the ballpark, so pretty much set here. A lot of clouds as well, but a beautiful evening, a great sunset off to my left side. Actually back behind me. Here's the 1-2. That one's hit back up the middle, but it should be an easy play for the shortstop, Lovano. On to first baseman, squeezed by Alberry at first, so 1 up, 1 down. As Ben Miller grounds out to the shortstop, Lovano. Stepping into bat now will be Scott Schreiber, the cleanup hitter for the Huskers. not much doing offensively for the Huskers this evening. It's been a frustrating first 3 1/3 inning here. And a great little stretch to start this game by Austin Stroshine, who pitched in Game 2 of last year's season series, came in as a reliever, pitched 4 2/3 innings. The opening offering to Shriver is hit sky high into center field. Moving over is Brinkman in center, and he'll catch it just off to his left side for out number 2. 1 pitch, 1 out right there for the second out of the top of the 4th. So Nebraska not making much noise once again. So Scott Schreiber flies out to center, brings up Luis Alvarado. Stepping into the plate now for Nebraska, the junior from Salinas, Puerto Rico. That's .319. That leads this team. First pitch is a fastball that just misses low to the outside, so it's 1-0. Altavilla batting .316 this year. That's .283 with 2 outs. That one swung on and hit into left field. Moving to his left side is Landite, and he'll move just in and make the play for the third and final out of the top of the 4th. Huskers go down in order, down 1-2-3. Austin Stroshine cruising for the Blue Jays through 4 innings. To the bottom of the 4th we go when we come back. Don't go anywhere. Husker Baseball on KRNU2.
For University of Nebraska sports coverage all year, stay with 90.3 KRNU Lincoln.
8, 9, and 1 due up for the Blue Jays here in the bottom half of the 4th inning. Upton, Alberry, and Brinkman will get things going for Creighton here in the bottom of the 4th. Nebraska not had much going offensively. Gave up 2 runs in that last inning in the bottom of the 3rd. Gave up a run in the 1st. And that gives you our current score. It's 3-0 Creighton over Nebraska as the Blue Jays are trying to even this season series back up at 1-1. Here in a gorgeous night at TD Ameritrade Park, turning into a beautiful evening, about 71 degrees right now. No sun shining on any of the fans here as everyone is in and settled, about 70 to 75% red, I would say. The remaining percent blue. And the majority of those Creighton fans are off to the left side as Creighton is on the third base side dugout. And Husker fans everywhere, but nobody sitting in the outfield bleachers. So it's an empty ballpark out there, but pretty decent crowd in the infield sections. Makes for a good environment here for these players in the home of the NCAA Men's College World Series. Parker Upton steps in, flew out to center his first time back in the 2nd inning. Upton batting .341 this year, faces the Husker pitcher Matt Waldron. That first pitch from Waldron skips in to the catcher Wilkening. Can't quite scoop it up cleanly, so it's 1-0. Waldron so far today, 3 innings pitched, 5 hits given up, 3 runs, only 1 of those runs earned, so neither run in that last inning was earned. Those will both go to the third baseman Altavilla, who had an error that last inning. The 1-0 is fouled off to the left side and right into the Creighton dugout. So it's 1-1, just kind of a little looper over there, nothing dangerous. So it's 1-1. Altavilla, the third baseman, now playing in on the grass, obviously frustrated with that error he gave up last inning. The 1-1 is hit to the shortstop Cronenbold, who catches it on the fly out there, moved in just a little bit to his left, a little bit of a lazy line drive, but Cronenbold makes the easy play. So 3 pitches there to Upton, and he's out. 1 up, 1 down for Waldron. That'll bring up the 9-hole hitter, the first baseman, number 15, Jason Alberry. Opening offering to Alberry is a fastball that catches the outside corner. Jason Alberry, a redshirt freshman from Omaha, went to Creighton Prep. Hit .343 as a senior at Creighton Prep with 34 hits, 24 runs scored. First team All-Nebraska in 2015. There's the 0-1. That one's hit sky high to left field. It won't go too deep, though. Cronenbold, the shortstop, moves out into shallow left field and makes the play himself. Shortstop covering a lot of ground. That's an easy play for him, so 2 up, 2 down. Matt Waldron getting a little bit of a cruise inning himself, as Austin Stroshine for Creighton's pretty much had nothing but cruise innings. We'll go to the top of the order now for the Blue Jays. It's Clark Brinkman stepping in. He's 0 for 2 today. Grounded out to the shortstop in the first, grounded out to the second baseman in the second. The first pitch he sees is a breaking ball that goes low and away for ball 1. Brinkman playing center field today, bats .271. That's .316 with 2 outs. Here's the 1-0. Fastball way outside. Wilkening does well to move to his right side and catch that one, so it's 2-0. Brinkman, a sophomore from Addison, Illinois, transferred from Dayton to McHenry Community College and then transferred from McHenry Community College to Creighton. Long road for him, as the 2-0 is in there for called strike 1. Fastball in on the hands. Just catches the strike zone of home plate umpire Jason Harstick. 3-0 Creighton. Bottom of the 4th, 2 outs, nobody aboard. Here's the 2-1. Swung on, back to the pitcher to Waldron. Scoops it up easily. Flipped to first to Ben Miller. In time for out number 3. So an easy inning there for Matt Waldron. He needed one. After Creighton scored 2 in the 3rd, he puts up a 0 in the 4th. We're through 4 here at TD Ameritrade Park. Creighton leads Nebraska 3-0. Don't go anywhere. It's Husker baseball on KRNU2. Six, 7, 8 due up for Nebraska. Zach Penrice rejoining you here from TD Ameritrade Park in Omaha, Nebraska, the home of the NCAA Men's College World Series. TD Ameritrade, huge park here, seats 24,000. Most of those seats this evening are empty, but it's a good crowd on hand here for game number 2 of this 3-game season series between Nebraska and Creighton. The Blue Jays are on top of the Huskers 3-0 as we are in the top of the 5th inning. Mojo Hagge will lead things off here in the top of the 5th inning against Austin Stroshine, pitcher for Creighton, who's been in a groove all evening long. 4 innings pitched, 1 hit given up, no runs, 1 walk, 3 strikeouts, thrown 43 pitches. Beautiful ballpark here in Omaha, sun shining off of the pedestrian bridge that connects Omaha and Council Bluffs, Iowa, off to pretty much straight ahead from where I'm sitting, off to the right side of home plate. It's out beyond left center field here at TD Ameritrade Park, and over outside center field is CenturyLink Center. The first pitch to Mojo is in there for called strike 1, a breaking ball, just goes over the plate. CenturyLink Center, Omaha, where the Creighton Blue Jay basketball team plays its games. Seats about 17 to 18,000 over there. Second pitch is hit back up the middle. That's a base hit from Mojo Hagge. He's aboard with a base hit. That's only Nebraska's only second hit of the evening. But Hagge's aboard right there. And that's Nebraska's one of their first leadoff hitters tonight. They haven't had much going, but they have it going right now. It's Mojo's aboard. Jesse Wilkening coming up. Mojo 0 for 1 before that. He struck out his first time up, but right there gets on board. So a good job by him to get this inning started positively for Nebraska, something they can't say about very many innings yet tonight. But up comes Jesse Wilkening, the catcher tonight for Nebraska, doing most of the catching this season for the Big Red. First offering to him. Breaking ball right down the pipe. Called strike 1. Wilkening replacing the great catcher for Nebraska, Taylor Fish, who did a lot of catching for Nebraska last year. Wilkening got sparse time, but now he's in full time, catching virtually every night for Nebraska. The 0-1 is a foul ball hit up toward my way, off to the right side of me, though, and it bounces down into the lower bowl off of the upper deck. Dangerous ball. Wilkening, a sophomore from Cedar Lake, Indiana, attended Hanover Central High School there. 2015 MLB draft pick by the Arizona Diamondbacks. That was in the 28th round. Chose to stick around here as Stroshine will check on Hagge at first base. Mojo Hagge, 3 for 3 stealing this year. That's 3rd on this team for steals. Getting a big lead off of first. Here's the 0-2. That one bounces into the catcher, Emoti. Good job to stop. off of his chest protector. He'll switch balls with home plate umpire Jason Harstick and throws it back to the mound. 1-2 count. So Jesse Wilkening, the catcher, wearing number 8, bats .284 this year, 25 hits, 12 runs, 13 RBIs. Austin Stroshine, the pitcher for Creighton. Pitching very well through 4. Here's the pitch, and that one's a foul ball down the line, just foul. Wilkening hit that one hard, straight down the line and past third base coach over there, in between the third base coach and third. But it stays in foul territory, so it stays at 1-2. Wilkening 0 for 1 tonight, grounded out to the third baseman only in the second inning. Here's the 1-2. Swung on and missed. Strike 3. Stroshine gets Wilkening to strike out swinging on a fastball that was low and away. Wilkening bit on it. It was probably ball 2. Yes, it was, as they replay that ball, or that pitch on the Jumbotron here out in right field. But Wilkening swung, and so that's strikeout number 4 on the day for Austin Stroshine. That'll bring up the 8-hole hitter, the second baseman, number 6, Jake Schleppenbach, who's 0 for 1 today, who lined out to the second baseman, Collins, back in the third. He led off the third inning when that occurred. Mojo Hagge leads off of first. Here's the pitch to Schleppenbach. That's a breaking ball, misses the outside part of the plate, 1-0. 3-0 Nebraska. As the night begins to creep into downtown Omaha. Lights shining bright on TD Ameritrade Park. Stroshine will check on the runner Hagge at first base. Hagge back in safely. Only 3 stolen base attempts this year for Mojo. He has been successful, though, in all 3 of them. Here's the pitch. Swung on and missed. Throw down to second as Mojo goes, and he is out at second base. So just as I was saying that Mojo Hagge hasn't gotten thrown out all year on a stolen base attempt, leave it to Michael Amoti, the catcher for Creighton, to be the first one to throw him out as a collegiate player. Mojo, just a freshman who has never been thrown out in a college baseball game, gets thrown out for the first time in his collegiate career, and it's done by Michael Amoti, the catcher of the in-state rival Creighton. Wow, great throw by Amoti. Not a very good jump by Mojo, though. Here's the 1-1 to Schleppenbach. That one's fouled off the end of the bat, off to the left side and out of play. That'll fall into the lower bowl on the third base side behind the Creighton dugout. And it looks like a young Creighton fan comes away with it, so applause over there just behind the Creighton dugout. A little bit of action out in Nebraska's bullpen. Check out who it is in just a little bit. But here's the 1-2 to Schlepp. Swung on off the end of the bat, virtually heading to the same spot as it was before, just a few sections over, and out of play. Schleppenbach batting an abysmal 132 with 2 outs. Not very good. Austin Stroshine's ERA coming into this game was 7.20. It's down to 5.49. He's tossed 4 2/3 innings of shutout baseball against in-state rival Nebraska. Here's the 1-2. Swung on, hit in the air, over the third baseman's head, and into left field for a base hit. Schleppenbach around first, digging for 2. Here comes the throw-in from Landite, not in time. Into second, standing up is Schleppenbach for a 2-out double. So you go back to that Mojo Hagge unsuccessful stealing attempt. If that would have been successful, that would have undoubtedly been an RBI double. Instead, though, it's a 2-out double. Schleppenbach stands alone at second. It's still 3-0 Creighton in the top of the 5th, but Nebraska threatening just a little bit here. Bryson Cronenvold, who's 1 for 1 today, will step in. That's Nebraska's only their 3rd hit of the night. Bryson Cronenvold, this is only his 7th start of the year. His 17th appearance. 1 for 1, singled back in the 3rd. Batting .259 on the year for the Big Red. Stroshine's first offering is a bouncing ball in toward the legs of Cronenbold, but it doesn't hit it. Cronenbold, in his collegiate career, is a transfer from Ventura College. He led that team in runs, doubles, triples, and was second on the team in batting average, and also had 21 RBIs. Team leader for that team as he smacks that one into right center field. Moving to his left side is Brinkman, and he makes the play to end the top of the 5th inning. So Nebraska gets a double by Schleppenbach after Mojo Hagee was thrown out by the catcher Michael Amoti, but can't push any runs across in that top of the 5th inning. No runs, on 2 hits, no errors, and 1 man left aboard. We're through 4.5 here at TD Ameritrade Park. Don't go anywhere. It's Husker Baseball on KRNU2.
You're listening to Nebraska Baseball on 90.3 KRNU and online at krnu.unl.edu.
Back at TD Ameritrade Park, Zach Penrice rejoining you here on KRNU2. Nebraska trailing Creighton 3-0 here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Creighton scored 1 run in the first and 2 more in the third. And for Nebraska, it's been all zeros through 5 at the plate. Thanks to Creighton pitcher Austin Stroshine, who's pitching terrifically, but we actually now have a pitching change for Nebraska. In for Nebraska right now is Nate Fisher. So Matt Waldron's day is done. Nate Fisher coming into this game with a 1-0 record, 17 2/3 innings pitched, 16 hits given up, 5 runs, all of those earned, 17 walks to 16 strikeouts, 1 double given up, no triples, and 2 home runs. Has a .255 ERA. The left-handed pitcher, so Matt Waldron is done. Waldron goes 4 innings pitched, 5 hits given up, 3 runs given up, only 1 of those runs earned. Not bad for Waldron. A little bit of a frustrating night for him, I'm sure, after that error by the third baseman Altavilla in the 3rd inning. Here's Fisher's first offering to the leadoff man, Isaac Collins, and it skips in for ball 1. So Nate Fisher now in for Nebraska. Here's the 1-0. That also skips in to Jesse Wokening at home, so maybe Fisher needs to slow down just a little here. Settle in. 2-0 count. Hitters count. Isaac Collins, who's 1 for 1 today, reached base both times. Here's the 2-0 in there for called strike 1. Isaac Collins walked in the first and singled in the third. Collins, the freshman from Maple Grove, Minnesota, went to Maple Grove High School. Here's the 2-1. That one's hit on a rope into left field beyond the outstretched glove of Angelo Altavilla. Picked up by Alvarado in left, thrown back in, but Collins is aboard for the 3rd time today. Isaac Collins having one heck of a game. Upstepping for Creighton now will be Thomas Lovano in the 3rd hole, playing shortstop today. Interesting little factoid about Isaac Collins, who just singled to left field. He is the first player in Minnesota to be a finalist for he's the first player in Minnesota to be a finalist for the Mr. Minnesota Award in both baseball and football since Joe Mauer. That's the Minnesota Twins player, Joe Mauer. Unbelievable stat right there. As the first pitch to Lovano is a bunt attempt that goes into foul territory in front of the Nebraska dugout and falls safely to the turf. So Lovano escapes that one. He bunted that one virtually straight in the air, but Wilkening, Fisher, and Miller all raced for it, but none of them could get there. None of them were really close. 3-0 Creighton, bottom of the 5th. Zach Penrice here bringing you the action on KRNU2 between Nebraska and Creighton. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Bunt laid down, back to the pitcher, Fisher. He'll pick it up, looks at second, but he'll throw to first for out number 1 in the inning. So a sacrifice bunt right there by Lovano advances Isaac Collins to second. He does his job. And they did that because now stepping into the plate is Michael Emoti, having one heck of a game for Creighton. He's 2 for 2 with 2 singles and RBI. And on defense, just last inning, he threw out Mojo Hagge as the catcher at second base. Mojo, who hadn't been thrown out all season on a steal attempt. Here's the opening offering from Fisher to Emoti. Takes a big step, but watches strike one go by. Seen a few big cuts tonight from Emoti. He hasn't really connected on any of them. We've seen some big swings. It's more of his normal swings that have created contact. He's gotten those 2 singles tonight. Here's the 0-1 to Emoti from Fisher. Swung on, hit off to the right side in foul territory and into the seats way down there. So a big cut from Emoti, hits it opposite field and into the seats. So it's an 0-2 count. Emoti falls behind. Just a trickle of light from the sun breaking through the clouds back behind me to the west as it sets on the pedestrian bridge, which I can see out beyond left center field. That third pitch is swung on into right field. That could be fair. Mojo Hagge racing over. He slides and makes the play. What a play by Mojo Hagge. Staying at second is Isaac Collins. A highlight reel play from Mojo Hagge down the line in right. That was in foul territory, but only just. And Michael Emoti is put down for the first time today. Hit that one off the end of the bat way down there, where the wall kind of juts out, probably about 300 feet down the line there. Mojo with a very athletic-looking slide, a baseball slide to make that play on the warning track close to the wall in foul territory for out number 2. Up steps Will Robertson. First pitch from him from Fisher. It's fouled back to the screen, just off the top of the screen and back down safely to the grass. 0-1. Robertson today, he's 1 for 1. Was hit by a pitch in the third and singled in the first. Singled to center in that inning. Here's the 0-1 from Fisher to Robertson. Isaac Collins at second. That's a fastball way inside. Almost hit Robertson for the second time. But he avoids it, so it's 1-1. Isaac Collins has not only reached base all 3 times today, he's reached second base every time today. He stole second base back in the first. Collins being active on the base paths today as the 1-2 is skipped into Jesse Wilkening, a breaking ball that didn't quite break, or broke perhaps a little bit too much. Bounced in front of the plate, now it's 2-1. Will Robertson, a freshman from Fatima, Missouri, went to Fatima High School. Finance major here at Creighton. The Jays lead Nebraska 3-0 in the bottom of the 5th. 2 outs, runner on second. Here's the pitch. Swung on, fouled back to the screen. Robertson staying alive here. 2-0. Or 2-2, excuse me. Deuces are wild here in the bottom of the 5th. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, and a runner on second. Slow clap begins from the Husker fans as the 2-2 is a check swing, and he got him. Third base umpire Bill McGuire says he swung, and so Nate Fisher records his first strikeout of the day in his relief effort, and Nebraska gets out of yet another jam. But for Creighton in that inning, no runs on 1 hit, no errors, 1 man left aboard. We're through 5 at TD Ameritrade Park. Creighton on top of Nebraska, 3-0. Don't go anywhere. It's Husker baseball on KRNU2. Top of the order for Nebraska here in the top of the 6th inning as they trail the Creighton Bluejays 3-0. It'll be Myers, Altavilla, and Ben Miller to get things started here for Nebraska. Top of the 6th, they've had nothing doing all day, just 3 hits for Nebraska in this game, and those hits came from Mojo Hagge, Jake Schleppenbach, and Bryson Cronenbold. That's the 6, 8, and 9 hitters in this lineup. So the top 5 in this lineup, Myers, Altavilla, Miller, Schreiber, and Alvarado, haven't done anything thus far in this game, but plenty of baseball left to be played here. Zach Penrice rejoining you from the home of the NCAA Men's College World Series in Omaha, Nebraska, a gorgeous night for baseball. Unbelievable weather we're having. As Austin Stroschein climbs the hill again for Creighton. He's pitched 5 innings terrifically. 3 hits allowed, no runs, 1 walk, 4 Ks, and 57 pitches thrown. No action out in the Blue Jay bullpen. Jake Myers, top of the order for Nebraska, steps in. He's 0 for 2 today. First pitch to him, swung on, ground ball to the shortstop, picked up by Lovano at short, thrown on to first, and not in time. Jason Alberry, the first baseman, couldn't scoop it cleanly out of the dirt. A bouncing throw from Lovano at short. And so Jake Myers reaches first base safely for the first time today. He's there, and they will rule that an infield hit, as they probably should. A tough play from Lovano, who had to move way to his right. And now the Nebraska fans getting a little vocal here, trying to urge their team on. It's been a frustrating night offensively for Nebraska. It could get better soon, though. They've got 12 outs to work with here. 3-0 Creighton. Angelo Altavilla steps in, who's also 0 for 2 today. Struck out in the first, grounded out to the second baseman in the third. Myers gets his lead off of first. Here's the first offering to Altavilla. He watches a fastball go low and away, so it's ball 1. Corners in for Creighton. Middle infielders. Double play formation for them. Altavilla, 301 batting average this season. Fallen just a little bit tonight as Stroschein checks on Myers at first base. The runner, Jake Myers, 12 for 12 on stolen bases this year. See if he'll test Michael Amodi. He's already proven he can throw out Husker base runners. As Stroschein checks on Myers once again, Myers will call time and adjust his jersey a little bit there. Probably got a little bit of dirt in there. Dust himself off a little bit. Myers and Alberry over there at first base together. Here's the 1-0. Breaking ball doesn't break enough and stays outside, so it's 2-0. Day has turned to dusk here at TD Ameritrade Park. Lights are on, shining bright. Fans settled in. Gorgeous night for baseball. 70 degrees here in Omaha, Nebraska. The 2-0 from Stroschein. Fastball high and outside, so it's 3-0 now, and that'll call for a visit from Michael Amodi to Austin Stroschein, who has 1 walk today. Stroschein this year, 8 walks coming into this game. That number has climbed to 9. Stroschein, as I mentioned already, he pitched against Nebraska last year on April the 12th. Gave up 2 runs on 2 hits in 4 2/3 innings. And the Jays won that game 4-3 on a walk-off. Pitched 11 games last year for the Blue Jays, only 4 starts. A transfer from Johnson Community College. Here's the 3-0. Fastball straight down the pipe. The red light was on for Angelo Altavilla, so no way he was going to swing at that one. So it's 3-1. Jake Myers at first base. Huskers down 3-0 in the top of the 6th. It's a 3-1 ball game. Here's a 3-0. Swung on, foul back to the screen. Altavilla with a big cut right there, just finds the top of the barrel. Fastball maybe a little high. He swung at it. So now the count is full. Infielders back to normal formation. Words of encouragement shouted from the Husker dugout on the first base side. Myers gets his lead at first. Stroschein comes set. The 3-2. Swung on it, hit in the left field. That might get down, and it will, right in front of Landite, the left fielder. So now 2 on and nobody out for Nebraska. Angelo Altavilla gets his first single of the day. Myers and Altavilla are both aboard. Myers got a single to lead off the inning, and Altavilla followed suit. And now Creighton in their most dangerous situation of the day. 2 on and nobody out. Action in the Creighton bullpen now. Ethan DeCaster out there warming up for the Blue Jays, and it'll be a full-on mound visit here from Creighton head coach Ted Silva. Jake Myers at second base, Angelo Altavilla at first. Ben Miller is now the batter. So finally, as I mentioned when I came back for this half inning that the top of the order, the first 4 or 5 batters, hadn't done a whole lot for Nebraska. They're starting to do a whole lot. And wow, that'll do it for Austin Strauschein. He's done. As he goes out of the game to a standing ovation from the Creighton crowd. He'll finish this game. 5 innings pitched, 5 hits given up, no runs. 1 walk, 4 Ks, a double given up, and 64 pitches thrown. The new pitcher is Ethan DeCaster. We'll hear more about him when we come back. Don't go anywhere. There's 2 on and nobody out for Nebraska in the top of the 6th. You're listening to Husker Baseball on KRNU2. Pitching change for the Creighton Bluejays. It's Ethan DeCaster coming into this game, the right-handed pitcher, 6'3", 200-pound junior from Shoreview, Minnesota, out of Mounds View High School, comes into this game with a 1.38 ERA. He's 0-1 on the year, has 3 saves. He has 26 innings pitched, 19 hits given up, 5 runs, 4 of those earned, 3 walks to 26 strikeouts, 5 doubles, and 1 home run given up. Terrific strikeout to walk ratio, 26-3. Unbelievable. The batter is Ben Miller. There's 2 on. Nobody out here in the 6th. Zach Penrice rejoining you from TD Ameritrade Park. As DeCaster lifts up his leg and takes a look back at Myers. A couple people in the crowd shouting for a balk on that one. No dice. Miller's still waiting for his first offering from the new pitcher, DeCaster. 2 on, nobody out. Myers at second. Here's the pitch. Swung on and hit up the middle. That's a base hit. Myers will race around third. He's on his way to home. The throw is not in time. The Huskers are on the board. Everyone else is safe. Ben Miller delivers. Jake Myers scores from second. It's 3-1. Creighton still on top. Terrific job by Ben Miller. And Nebraska has finally gotten rid of that goose egg on the board. For Ben Miller, that's RBI number 18 on the year. And Nebraska has really got something cooking now, as Ethan DeCaster, on just his first pitch thrown, has already given up an RBI. That RBI will actually be charged. That run will be charged to the starter, Austin Strauschein. So unfortunately for him, that run will go to him. Stepping in now is Scott Schreiber, the cleanup hitter. His first pitch he sees is a ball that's low and away, a breaking ball. Right, the bounces off the plate. The runners, Altavilla at second, Ben Miller at first. Nobody out in the 6th, already 1 run across for the Big Red. Here's the 1-0 from DeCaster. Swung on, big swing, swung on and missed. Good job by Amodi to squeeze that fastball. Actually, it looked more like a changeup. Took a little bit off that, did DeCaster. The junior pitcher from Shoreview, Minnesota. As Schreiber, the designated hitter, stands in. He's 0 for 2 today. Here's the pitch. Swung on, hit off the end of the bat into right field. Moving back is Robertson. He'll make the catch. Tagging up from second is Altavilla. He'll get to third easily. Miller stays at first. So Schreiber's fly out to right field will advance Altavilla from second to third, so it'll be runners at the corners now for Nebraska with 1 out in the 6th. Robertson made the play out in right field, and now Luis Alvarado will come up for Nebraska. Luis tonight 0 for 2, struck out in the 2nd, flew out to left in the 4th, but he's got a chance to possibly bring this game within 1 run, and 1 swing of the bat could potentially give Nebraska the lead. First pitch from DeCaster's off his glove. We're going towards shortstop Slovano. Everyone is safe. Altavilla scores from third. Alvarado is safe at first. Miller safe to second. It's 3-2, and we've got ourselves a ball game. Alvarado hit that one hard back to DeCaster, went off his glove, and then kind of stopped in no man's land between the pitcher and second base. Slovano raced over, picked it up, threw to first, and it wasn't even close to in time. So everyone is safe. Miller's at second. Alvarado's at first. It's 3-2. Creighton's lead diminishing. Mojo Hagee stepping in. He's 1 for 2 today. He singled his last time up in the 5th. First offering. Breaking ball that goes in the dirt. Ball 1 to Mojo. Struck out in the 2nd. So he's 1 for 2 today. Batting .271 on the year. The freshman from Omaha, Nebraska, went to Scott Catholic High School. Great player for Nebraska's Mojo Ben. Young freshman early on in his collegiate career. Here's the pitch. Foul ball swung on off the end of the bat. Back to the screen here at TD Ameritrade Park. Evens the count back up 1-1. 1 out here. Nebraska scored 2 runs this inning. It's 3-2 in the top of the 6th. We've got ourselves a game. How about this? Mojo Hagee, the right fielder. First team All-State for Nebraska in 2016 in high school. Here's the 1-1. Has to skip over that one as it's straight at his feet. The left-handed Mojo Hagee has to skip away from DeCaster's pitch, so it's 2-1 now. Mojo last year hit .455 as a senior at Scott, and in the state title game that Scott lost, Mojo had 3 triples in that game. It's a state record. Unbelievable. Here's the 2-1. Mojo hits that one, a slow roll to first base. Tough play for Alberry. He picks it up and steps on first base. That beats Mojo just barely to first, but that advances both runners to their next bases. So Miller goes to third. Alvarado goes to second as Mojo grounds out to first for the second out of the inning. Now it's Jesse Wilkening stepping in, the catcher, wearing number 8. Has a chance here with a base hit to the outfield that would probably give Nebraska the lead. It would undoubtedly tie the game. Whether or not how hard it's hit, could Alvarado score from second? He's running on contact, so you'd figure he'd be able to score. Wilkening 0 for 2 tonight. Sees his first pitch from DeCaster. That's a breaking ball that misses high and outside. Ball number 1. Jesse Wilkening, a sophomore from Cedar Lake, Indiana. Went to Hanover Central High School. Batted .287. That's a breaking ball low and outside once again. So it's 2-0. Hitters count here for Jesse. 2015 MLB draft pick by the Arizona Diamondbacks, taken in the 28th round. Obviously, he chose to stick around. So here he is. He's got a chance to give Nebraska the lead or just tie. Here's the 2-0. That's one swung on, hit to the first baseman. Alberry picks it up, flipped to the pitcher DeCaster at first, steps on the first base bag in time for the third out. But Nebraska in this inning does a good job to get themselves within 1 run. 2 runs on 4 hits, no errors, 2 men left aboard. We're through 5.5 innings here at TD Ameritrade Park. Don't go anywhere. You're listening to Husker Baseball on KRNU2. Back at TD Ameritrade Park, Zach Penrice rejoining you for Husker Baseball here. Creighton with a 3-2 lead over the Huskers, but Nebraska just got back into the game with 2 runs in the top of the 6th inning. See if they can preserve that and keep it at a 1-run deficit, but Creighton will look to extend their lead beginning 6, 7, 8 here. They'll be Riley Landite, followed by Bryce Olney and Parker Upton to get things moving here in the bottom of the 6th inning. It's still Nate Fisher out on the hill pitching for Nebraska. So Riley Landite will step in, wearing number 5, a senior from Topeka, Kansas, transfer from Johnson County College, majoring in business here at Creighton University. Batting .227 with 14 runs, 20 hits, 6 doubles, 2 home runs, and 12 RBIs. Night has fallen. You can see the lights of downtown Omaha. The changing lights on the top of the spires of the pedestrian bridge that connects Omaha and Council Bluffs. Here's the first offering from Fisher, and it's a breaking ball inside, way inside. Landite had to back out a little bit, so it goes to 1-0. Landite 0 for 2 tonight. Here's the 1-0, and that's a breaking ball that finds the strike zone that time. Similar pitch to last time, but stays a little bit less inside, closer to the plate, so it's 1-1. Here's the 1-1. That one is a fastball way inside, so it's 2-1. Fisher not taking many chances, not giving Landite a chance to extend his bat. He has 2 home runs this year. Landite does 20 hits and 88 at-bats, 14 runs scored. Here's the 2-1. That's a breaking ball that finds its way into the dirt. And a good scoop by Wilkenay, making it look easy down there, so it's 3-1 now. Chance that Fisher could lose it. Right here is Bryce Only is in the on-deck circle. Here's the 3-1 to Landite. Swung on, hit back to the pitcher. Great stop by Fisher, and he'll have an easy flip to the first baseman, Miller, for out number 1. That one was hit on a laser. One hopped into the glove of Fisher. A great play by him. Can't imagine that was skill more than it was luck. But it found the glove of Fisher and an easy flip to the first baseman, Miller, for out number 1. Man, oh man. Great job by him. Bryce Only steps in now for Creighton. It's 1 for 2 tonight. The first offering he sees is a breaking ball that's low and away. Low and inside, I should say. Only, like I just mentioned, 1 for 2. Singled in the second. Grounded into a fielder's choice that scored a run back in the third. Here's the 1-0. Swung on, fouled off to the right side, off to my right, back behind the Nebraska dugout and into the upper deck. Only batting .271 on the year. Senior from Algonquin, Illinois. Spent his freshman year at the University of Nebraska. Played 18 games there, made 11 starts. The 1-1 is just low, below the knees, so it's 2-1 now. Scored 5 runs and had 5 RBIs, hitting .241 in his freshman year at Nebraska. Originally born in Jacksonville, Florida. The 2-1 is a big cut, swung on and missed by Only to even the count back up at 2-2. Nate Fisher. This about to be his 24th pitch of the night. 1 hit given up. No runs, no walks, 1 strikeout. Here's the 2-2. That's one is chopped foul to the left side, and it'll find its way back to the fence. Just to the left side of the Creighton dugout on the third base side, behind head coach Ed Service, who is also at third base coach position. A little bit of action in both bullpens out right now as the 2-2 coming from Fisher. Swung on and fouled back to the screen. Just found the top of the barrel of Only. So we'll do it again. It's 2-2. Both bullpens positioned down the lines respectively. Creighton obviously on the down the third base line, and Nebraska down the right field line. Straight into the corners. 1 pitcher up for Nebraska, 1 pitcher up for Creighton. Here's the 2-2. A big cut swung on and missed by Only. Fisher got him for the second out of the inning. Bryce Only goes down on strikes. That's his second strikeout already for Nate Fisher in this relief effort. He's on an inning and 2/3. 2 gone now in the 6th with nobody aboard. Up comes Parker Upton for Creighton, as the Bluejays still looking to extend this 3-2 lead over the Huskers. First offering he sees from Fisher is a fastball high and outside, so he lays off that one. It's 1-0. Upton 0 for 2 today. Flew out to center in the second, lined out to the shortstop in the 4th. The 1-0 is a fastball in there for called strike 1, straight down the middle. Upton watched it go by. The designated hitter for Creighton. He wears number 6, the freshman from Grand Island. Here's the 1-1. That one is inside. Breaking ball, took a little bit off that. Inside called ball, so it's 2-1. He was second team All-State as a senior. As the 2-1 is a fastball that's up and in, so it's 3-1 now against Parker Upton. Upton, as a senior, hit .390 in 29 games for the Islanders, 32 hits, 31 runs, 18 RBIs. Not a bad senior year. Here's the 3-1, and that is in there for called strike 2. So it's 3-2 now. The count is full. Upton hasn't swung yet on this at-bat, and the count is full. It's 3-2 to the designated hitter. Here's the pitch. Swung on, fouled back to the screen. So we'll do it again. The count remains full. Upton batting .333 on the year, batting .300 with 2 outs this season. That batted .350 coming into tonight. Still leads the team in batting average. He's the only Blue Jay whose batting average climbs into the 300s. Here's the 3-2 again. Swung on, hit to right field toward Mojo Hagee. Moving back a little bit is Mojo, and he scoops back and makes the play for the third and final out of the 6th. No runs, no hits, no errors, no one left aboard for Creighton and their half of the 6th. To the top of the 7th we go when we come back. Don't go anywhere. It's Husker Baseball on KRNU2. Pitching change for the Blue Jays here in the top of the 7th inning. It's Brennan Hammer now climbing the hill for the Blue Jays, a left-handed pitcher, 5'11", 195-pound senior from Cedar Rapids, Iowa. Went a transfer from Heartland Community College, attended Prairie High School in Cedar Rapids, Iowa. Brennan Hammer coming into tonight with a 4.70 ERA. 7 2/3 innings pitched, 12 hits given up, 4 runs, all of those earned, 3 walks, 7 strikeouts, 3 doubles given up, and 1 home run. So Ethan DeCaster with a quick relief effort. Didn't go so well for him. Nebraska got their first 2 runs of the night against him, but I believe they will both be charged to Austin Stroshine because Stroshine let them both aboard through base hits before he was pulled in the 6th inning, just last inning. So Brennan Hammer, the new pitcher, the left-handed pitcher for the Blue Jays. It'll be 8-9-1 here for Nebraska to get things going in the top of the 7th inning. A lot of action still out in the Blue Jay bullpen. 2 pitchers up and moving out there, and a new pitcher on the mound. Schleppenbach, Cronenbold, and Jake Myers get it started. The Huskers, head coached by Darren Erstad in his 6th season, 197, 132, and 1 record at Nebraska, 2 NCAA tournament appearances, and he's been to the Big Ten tournament every year as head coach since arriving back in 2012. Schleppenbach will step in. He's 1 for 2 today. Lined out to second base in the 3rd and doubled to left field in the 5th. Schleppenbach batting left against the left-handed pitcher Brennan Hammer. First pitch he sees is a fastball inside, but called strike 1. A few mumbles and groans from just down below me from the Husker faithful. It's 0-1. Schleppenbach batting .227 this year. Here's the 0-1. Fastball, same spot, same result. Called strike 2, so it's 0-2 now. Schleppenbach down early against the new pitcher, Brennan Hammer. Schleppenbach does well as a leadoff hitter in innings, batting .375 as leadoff man this year when he leads off innings. Here's the 0-2. Good job to lay off that one. It's a high heater, high and outside. So it moves to 1-2. Jake Schleppenbach playing second base tonight in the 8-hole. 1 for 2. Doubled in the 5th. Here's the 1-2. Big cut and miss. So down on strikes goes Jake Schleppenbach for the first out of the inning. A great breaking ball there from the new Blue Jay pitcher, Brennan Hammer. Really fooled Jake Schleppenbach, and now the 9-hitter, the shortstop, Bryson Cronenbold, will step in. Cronenbold batting .250 this year for the Big Red, wearing number 21, the junior from Thousand Oaks, California. Attended Thousand Oaks High School out there. Very good baseball team in California. First offering to Cronenbold is hit back to the pitcher. Hammer, who had to move to his right side, throws back to Alberry at first, who makes the play for out number 2. So good job for Brennan Hammer here, settling in the top of the 7th. Will be the top of the order now for Nebraska. It's Jake Myers, who's 1 for 3 today. Been wanting to mention this, though. What a terrific baseball name that is, Brennan Hammer. It'd be better if he was a hitter with a last name like that, but he's a left-handed pitcher from Cedar Rapids, Iowa. That first offering to Myers is a ground ball to the shortstop, Lovano, on to first base to Alberry in time for the 3rd and final out of the 7th. So Nebraska goes down in order in the top of the 7th after scoring 2 runs in the 6th. No runs, no hits, no errors, no men left on base in the top of the 7th. Creighton preserves their 3-2 lead. To the bottom of the 7th we go. It's stretch time here at TD Ameritrade Park. Don't go anywhere. Husker baseball on KRNU2.
This is Alex Gordon, and you're listening to Husker Baseball 90.3 KRNU.
Pitching change for the Huskers here as we head to the bottom of the 7th, and the 7th inning stretch continues at TD Ameritrade Park. Zach Penrice rejoining you on KRNU2. Creighton holding a slight advantage over the Nebraska Cornhuskers. It's 3-2 Bluejays here in the bottom of the 7th inning. Robbie Palkert steps onto the mound for the Cornhuskers here, the right-handed pitcher. 6'3", 189-pound sophomore from Golden Valley, Minnesota, pitched for Hopkins High School up in Minnesota. Very good baseball team up there in Minnesota, but Nate Fisher's day is done on the mound for Nebraska. Now it's Robbie Palkert's turn to try and do something here. Try and make sure this game doesn't get any more away from them. Make sure that Creighton cannot increase their 1-run advantage right now. It's a 3-2 ball game. Creighton scored 1 run in the first, 2 more in the 3rd. And Nebraska scored both of their runs in the 6th inning. That got us to 3-2, which is the score right now. It'll be 9-1-2 for Creighton in this bottom half of the 7th. Alberry, Brinkman, and Collins to get it going. Alberry, who's 0 for 2 today, will get things started against the new pitcher, Robbie Palkert. And his first pitch he sees is swung on off the end of the bat. Back to Palkert on the mound, flip to first to Ben Miller in time for out number 1. So Alberry, a frustrating night for him, continues. He's 0 for 3. One quick out here for the new pitcher, Palkert. To the top of the order we go to Clark Brinkman. Brinkman 0 for 3 tonight. He's grounded out to the shortstop, grounded out to the 3rd baseman, and grounded out to the pitcher. As the first pitch he sees from Palkert is in there for called strike 1 on a fastball straight down the pipe. Brinkman batting right, Palkert throwing right. Here's the 0-1. Fastball that's fouled back to the screen. Picked up by Collins in the on-deck circle. Lazy little grounder. So it's 0-2. Brinkman behind against the new pitcher, Palkert. Steps in. And now Brinkman will call time. Night has fallen here in Omaha, Nebraska. Pitch black out here. Lights are on TD Ameritrade Park. Good thing, too. Here's the 0-2. Swung on in on the hands. Almost fell down on that one, did Brinkman. Palkert fooled him. Good morning, good afternoon, and good night. Palkert sends Brinkman down on strikes. 2 gone in the 7th. But that'll bring up Creighton's most dangerous hitter this evening, Isaac Collins, who's reached base every attempt he's had. He's 2 for 2. Walk in the 1st, single in the 3rd, single in the 5th. It's the opening offering. That's a fastball that is low and inside. Ball 1-0. Collins with 2 hits and 2 runs scored this evening. Very good night for him thus far. The 1-0 is a breaking ball that is high and away, so it's... No, they actually called that one a strike, but the Blue Jay fans were upset with that one, so it's a 1-1 count. The 1-1 is fouled off the left side on a rope. Dangerous foul ball over there beyond the Creighton dugout and up a few rows. So now it's 1-2 with 2 gone in the 7th. Bases are empty, 3-2 lead for Creighton. Isaac Collins, who's reached base on every time he's had tonight. Hits the 2-2, a chopper to third. Tough play for Altavilla to first, in time at first base. A great play by Angelo Altavilla at third. Makes up for his error back in the third with a terrific play right there to get Isaac Collins at first. Nothing doing for the Bluejays in the 7th inning. No runs, no hits, no errors. No men left aboard. We're through 7 here at TD Ameritrade Park. Creighton holding a slim lead. It's 3-2 Jays. Don't go anywhere. Husker baseball on KRNU 2. 2, 3, and 4 due up for the Huskers in the top half of the 8. Altavilla, Miller, and Schreiber will get things going for the Huskers here. Zach Penrice rejoining you from TD Ameritrade Park. Downtown Omaha, Nebraska, the site of the NCAA Men's College World Series every year. New home for the series. First season back in 2011. Replaced the old home of Rosenblatt Stadium, which is about 2 or 3 miles to the south of where we currently sit. The 3-2 lead for the Bluejays over the Nebraska Cornhuskers, trying to even the season series back up at 1 apiece. Nebraska took game 1 of the season series on April the 4th with a 14-6 victory in Lincoln. It's a little bit closer tonight. Nebraska scored 10 runs in the 2nd inning in that game to blow it open, and it never was close again. This one's been close all night, though. As Brennan Hammer steps on the mound to continue his relief effort. 1 inning pitched. No hits, no runs, no walks, 1 strikeout. It's only 6 pitches thrown. Unbelievable. Angelo Altavilla steps in. First offering he sees is a breaking ball in there for called strike 1. Altavilla, 1 for 3 today. Struck out in the first, grounded out to the 2nd and the 3rd, and is singled in the 6th. Sophomore from Lakeville, Minnesota. There's the 0-1, and that is a breaking ball that skips into the catcher Amodi. So it evens the count back up at 1-1. Led his high school team, Lakeville North in Minnesota, to a runner-up finish at state his senior year. Here's the 1-1, a ground ball to the third baseman. Only it gets by him and into left field. Down the line, Altavilla thinking about second, but holds up after a wild turn at first base. He'll hold up there, and he'll stay at first. Wow, pretty routine play down at third base for Bryce Olney. I think he was already looking up, getting ready to throw to first base by the time that ball reached his glove. Instead, it never found his glove. Went into left field. They'll rule that one an error. Called an E5 for the Jays. So now each team not only has an error, but each team has an E5. Only for Creighton and Altavilla for Nebraska. It was Altavilla that reached base on that play. That'll bring up Ben Miller, who's 1 for 2 tonight. Walked in the first, grounded out to short in the 4th, and singled in the 6th. And eventually scored a run as well. First pitch he sees is a fastball that he fouls off to the right side and picked up by the Husker first base coach and tossed into the stands. So it's 0-1. So nobody out here in the 8th. Nebraska needs at least a run to tie. We've got 7 hits on the night. It's 3-0 Jays. Zach Penrice here on KRNU 2. Night very dark now in Omaha. The 0-1 is hammered in deep center field. Going back for it is Brinkman. He can make the play. Oh my goodness, a great play by Brinkman in center. Clark Brinkman turning on the Jets to completely turn around and flying back to first base was Angelo Altavilla. He was practically on second base there. Ben Miller with a loud out number 1. Here in the 8th, about as loud as you could have it. To the deepest part of the ballpark. If he pulls that one down the right field line or even possibly to right center, that's out of here. In this ballpark that's one of the biggest in the country for college baseball. 408 out there to dead center. He hit that one probably 400. And we'll have a call to the bullpen now, as Creighton head coach Ed Service saw that one almost get out of here and says, okay, That's enough. A pitching change here once again at TD Ameritrade Park. One gone and one on for Nebraska in the top of the 8th. We'll tell you about the new pitcher when we return. Don't go anywhere. Stay with us. Creighton clinging to a 3-2 lead in the top of the 8th. You're listening to Husker Baseball on KRNU2. Pitching change for the Bluejays here at TD Ameritrade Park. Zach Penrice rejoining you here on KRNU2. Creighton clinging to a 3-2 lead in the top of the 8th with a runner aboard for the Big Red here. It's Jackson Vasilis coming into the game for the Bluejays, a right-handed pitcher, a freshman right-handed pitcher coming into a big situation here from Melbourne Beach, Florida, from Satellite Senior High School where he pitched just a year ago. Jackson Vasilis coming into this game, 3.68 ERA. 7.1 innings pitched, 9 hits, 6 runs. 3 of those runs earned, 4 walks to 7 Ks. As Scott Schreiber steps in, the first pitch he sees is looped into left field. Racing in his Landite, and he'll make the play out in left field. So 1 pitch and 1 out for Vasilis. So he comes into this game and records the first out. That's a big out. It sends Altavilla back to first, who singled to start this inning. Actually reached base on an error by the third baseman only. 3 runs, 6 hits, 1 error for Creighton. 2 runs, 7 hits, 1 error for Nebraska. Stepping in as Luis Alvarado. As Creighton leads Nebraska 3-2, top of the 8th. 2 outs, 1 on. He's up, and Angelo Altavilla is at first. First offering is swung on, hit to right field by Alvarado. That is caught on the fly by the right fielder Robertson. So 2 pitches thrown by the reliever Vasilis, and they both resulted in outs. A fly out to left, a fly out to right. We're through 7.5 here at TD Ameritrade Park. Creighton still ahead over Nebraska 3-2. You're listening to Husker Baseball on KRNU2. Three, 4, and 5 due up for the Jays here in the bottom half of the 8th as they look to possibly get some insurance runs here and add on to their 3-2 lead over the Nebraska Cornhuskers. Slovano, Amodi, and Robertson due up for the Jays here. As Robbie Palkert stands on the hill for Nebraska in his relief effort. Came in, tossed 1 inning. Hasn't allowed anything. No runs, no hits, no walks, 1 strikeout. Solid relief effort by Palkert thus far. But he's got to keep it going if Nebraska wants a chance at clawing their way back into this one as they trail by 1. Thomas Lovano, the shortstop, will get things started for the Jays. In the bottom half of the 8th, getting late here in Omaha. Huskers running out of time. They've only got 3 outs left to spare offensively. First pitch to Lovano from Palkert is high and inside. Called ball 1 by home plate umpire Jason Harstick. Here comes the 1-0 from Palkert. That one's right down the middle for called strike 1. So a good job right there. Find the strike zone. Lovano 0 for 2 tonight. Grounded out to third base in the first, struck out in the third, and has sacrifice bunted in the 5th. The 1-1 is hit into foul territory on the right side. Ben Miller moving over. Won't find his way into it as it falls into the Husker dugout. So Ben Miller couldn't quite get there in time. But strike 2, so it's 1-2. Lovano, the sophomore from Northridge, California. Played at Bishop Alemany High School out in California. Major in marketing here at Creighton University. Batting .265, trying to get his team started here in the 8th. The 1-2 is a breaking ball that breaks just too much into the dirt. Good scoop by Wilkeny behind the plate, so it evens the count back up at 2-2. 3-2, Jays on top of the Huskers. 2 balls, 2 strikes, nobody on base, nobody out. The 2-2 is hit back up the middle for a base hit. So Lovano gets on base to start off the inning with a single. Great job by Lovano right there. That's his 31st hit of the year, so he's aboard. For Creighton's most dangerous power hitter, Michael Amodi, stepping in here. As I've mentioned a few times tonight, Amodi played his high school baseball at Creighton Prep High School. right here in Omaha, an accounting major at Creighton. Played on a Creighton prep team that finished 4th place in the American Legion World Series. That's basically the summer league team for all high schools in the entire country, and his team finished 4th. So Palker will check on the runner Lovano at first. Lovano back easily in time. Amodi tonight, the catcher. It's 2 for 3 with a run scored and an RBI. That RBI came back in the first. Scored his run back in the third off a single and then flew out to right in the 5th. Those are all of his at-bats. Wearing number 14, Michael Amodi, sophomore. Here's the pitch. Squares the bunt, lays it down, and it's just foul to the right side and out of play. So head coach Ed Service for Nebraska, or for Creighton, excuse me, playing a little bit of small ball here, even though his best power hitter is in the batter's box. It's a very important run on first base for Lovano. Lovano's the runner at first. Could extend Creighton's lead to 2 runs. Very important here late in this game. Here's the 0-1. Nope. Palker will check on Lovano again at first. Angelo Altavilla, the third baseman, moves way in on the grass, anticipating Amodi to square and bunt again. Middle infielders for Nebraska are in double play formation. Outfield back a little bit. Playing a little deep, playing no doubles formation. Here's the 0-1. Swung on. That's fouled off to the right side again, so don't anticipate a bunt attempt anymore by Amodi. He's down 0-2. Crowd sticking around here just before 9 p.m. local time here in Omaha. Gorgeous ballpark, gorgeous facilities here for Creighton. Has to be. The mecca of college baseball. The 0-2 swung on and fouled off to the right side, just gets a piece of it. Wilkening will go retrieve it and toss it to the Husker dugout. Good catch over there by Luke Roscom at the dugout to make that play in the dugout off the ball thrown from Jesse Wilkening. It's 0-2 to Amodi. He steps out, settles it back in, stretching his legs a little bit. Palkert in a battle with Michael Amodi. It's 0-2. Lovano's at first. Nobody gone in the bottom of the 8th. Here's the pitch. Swung on. Hit back up the middle. It's a base hit. Amodi's going to get aboard once again. Lovano will stop at second. Amodi stays at first. So it's an 0-2 base hit for Michael Amodi. His 3rd single of the night. 2 on. Nobody out for the Jays. And they're threatening again in the 8th. No chance for Schleppenbach as it was more toward his side of second base. But it just squished by into center field for Jake Myers to scoop up and toss back in. Now it's Will Robertson's turn for Creighton. And Nebraska pitching coach Ted Silva walking out to the mound, and he's already signaled, I should say, to the Husker bullpen. And we're going to have a pitching change here. It's going to be Jake McSteen coming in for the Huskers, so that'll do it for Robbie Palkert. Good effort by him. But he'll leave Jake McSteen in a little bit of a jam with 2 on and nobody out. It's the bottom of the 8th inning. Things are heating up here at TD Ameritrade Park. Don't go anywhere. You won't want to miss this finish. Creighton leads Nebraska 3-2. You're listening to Husker Baseball on KRNU2. Zach Penrice rejoining you here from TD Ameritrade Park. Creighton threatening in the bottom of the 8th. They've got 2 on and nobody out and hold a 3-2 advantage over the Nebraska Cornhuskers. And we've got a pitching change here for Nebraska. It's number 33, Jake McSteen, the left-handed pitcher, sophomore, 6 foot, 195 pounder from Great Falls, Virginia. Went to Langley High School out there this year. Has a 1.66 ERA, a 3-0 record. 21 2/3 innings pitched, 20 hits given up, 5 runs given up, 4 of those earned, and 8 walks compared to 17 strikeouts. And he's in a jam here that Robbie Palkert left in. Jake McSteen comes in, and he'll face Will Robertson to get things started here as he squares the bunt with 2 on already. The pitch, he squares, picks it up, throws the third, and it's in time to get the lead runner. Great job by McSteen, the left-handed pitcher, to scoop it up and get the lead runner. Not a good bunt at all by Robertson. Went straight back to him. And McSteen made the easy throw to Altavilla at third, so they get the lead runner. 1 gone in the 8th. Big out there for Nebraska. Sacrifice bunt does not work. Riley Landite, the left fielder, comes up now. My guess is he'll be swinging away. Emoti stands at second. Robertson, the runner, at first. Corners in for Nebraska. There's the opening offering from McSteen. Swung on, big cut foul back to the screen. Just off the end of the bat, barely got any of that. Landite tonight 0 for 3. Grounded out in the first. Reached base on an error in the third and grounded out to the pitcher in the 5th. Here's the 0-1, and it's in there for called strike 2, so it's already 0-2 now. 1 out, 2 on. Bottom of the 8th. The batter is Riley Landa. The pitcher is Jake McSteen. Here's the 0-2 from McSteen. Swung on. Ground ball, gets through between third and short. Around third, digging for home is Emoti. Here comes the throw. It will be cut off. Emoti scores. Creighton's lead is doubled. It's 4-2 Jays. Everyone else is safe. Robertson gets to second. Landite gets to first, and he delivers with his first hit of the night. And it's a big one, an RBI single. It's 4-2 Creighton now. That's big. That's really, really big. If you're Nebraska, if you're Darren Erstad, Ted Silva, got to avoid that. They needed to keep this at a 1-run deficit, and they just couldn't do it. And they're still not out of it. 2 on, 1 out is the situation still, and it's 4-2 Jays. The batter's Bryce Olney, the third baseman, in the 7-hole. Here's the first pitch he sees. Big cut and missed for strike 1 on a breaking ball. McSteen took a little bit off that one. Only 1 for 3 tonight. Singled in the second, grounded into a fielder's choice that scored a run in the third and struck out his last time up in the 6th. Here's the 0-1 from McSteen. Breaking ball inside, close to his feet, down low. Only batting right, McSteen throwing left. So breaking ball's cut in. That one almost cut too far in. So it's 1-1. 4-2 Jays, they just scored to increase their lead. Bottom of the 8th, 1 out, 2 on. Here's the pitch. Swung on and hit into right field. That's blooped for a base hit. Robertson will stay at third. Everyone else will stay at their respective bases. Bases will be loaded now with only 1 gone. So a base hit for Olney. A lazy pop fly. Robertson kind of had to stay close to second on that one in case it would get caught. He kind of had a bad angle in case it was to get caught, but it did not. So everyone moves up a bag and stays there. Bases loaded. Up comes the 8-hole hitter, Parker Upton, the designated hitter, who holds Creighton's best batting average at .326. And is batting 1,000 this year when the bases are loaded. But he's 0 for 3 tonight. First pitch he sees from Palkert is in there for called strike 1. Took a little bit off. That's a breaking ball, maybe a changeup. Called strike 1, 0-1. Parker Upton sees his pitch from McSteen, fouled off to the left side toward the Creighton dugout. So it's 0-2, Upton in a hole. Upton, the freshman from Grand Island, Nebraska, played for Grand Island High School. Had 32 hits in 29 games last year as a senior. Very impressive. Has a chance to increase Creighton's lead here in the 8th. Bases loaded, 1 gone. Here's the 0-2. Fastball outside, and it misses the outside part of the plate. That's a good 0-2 pitch, though, from Jake McSteen. A few arguments from the Husker faithful. They don't have the angle that home plate umpire Jason Harstick does. So it goes to 1-2 now. Corners in for the Huskers. Here's the 1-2. That's a breaking ball that skips into home to the catcher, Jesse Wilkening. Good stop by Wilkening to keep everyone at their bases. Robertson at third, Landine at second, only at first. Ben Miller and Angelo Altavilla are even with the bags at the corners, and Cronenbold and Schleppenbach are in double play formation close to second base. Big holes between second and short and first and second. Here's the 2-2. Swung on, hit into right field, a base hit. This could score two. Robertson scores from third easily. Everyone else will hold up and move up just one base. So it's an RBI single for Upton. It's 5-2 Jays. Landike goes to third, Olney goes to second, Upton goes to first on an RBI single. And Jake McSteen and the Husker defense are losing control of this game in a hurry. Jays already have two in the eighth. There's still one out, and the bases are still loaded. Creighton looking strong right now. And here comes Ted Silva again. Has yet to motion to the bullpen, out in right field where there is action. But it'll be an all infielders meeting here. Ted Silva, his sixth year, as pitching coach for Nebraska. He knows what he's talking about out there. He's had some LOB experience with the Texas Rangers, was a member of the 1995 Cal State Fullerton College World Series champions. He's actually Big West Pitcher of the Year in 95, the year they won it all. He was the best pitcher on the team. Threw a no-hitter that year, too. Ted Silva, Nebraska's got a gem in him. Great pitching coach he is. Knows what it's like to compete on the big stage in Omaha. Won a national title here, not in this park, but in the old park, Rosenblatt Stadium. Just a few miles south of where we currently are. We're in downtown Omaha. Rosenblatt Stadium sat in South Omaha, right next to the world-famous Henry Dorley Zoo out there. Conference is over. Jason Alberry steps in, the 9-hole hitter. Base is still loaded, still one out. Here's the first pitch. Alberry takes that one for called strike one. A little bit of a changeup there. Some good movement on that one. Throws up Alberry. He stays there. Corners in. Double play formation for the middle infielders. Alberry 0 for 3 tonight. Playing first base this evening, wearing number 15. Here's the 0-1. He'll take that one for a called strike two. Good pitch. Alberry with a pretty tall frame. Didn't like the call there. Thought it was a little low. Still talking to home plate umpire Jason Harstick. Alberry stands at 6'2", 210 pounds. Talking to Harstick about the call. Here's the 0-2. Swung on and missed. Strike three. Alberry waved at that one. Could not catch up to it. Good morning, good afternoon, and good night to Jason Alberry for the second out of the inning. That's a big out for Jake McSteen and the Nebraska defense. Bases stay loaded, but now there's two outs. So we'll go to the top of the order for Creighton now. It's Clark Brinkman stepping in. See if he can score some more, drive in some more runs. First pitch he sees is a breaking ball low and outside, almost in the dirt there. Good scoop by Wilkening. Keep that one from skipping away from him. So it's 1-0. Brinkham, a frustrating night. 0 for 4 with 3 groundouts and a strikeout. That one gets away from him. Incoming from third is Landite, and he's tagged at home by McSteen for the third out of the inning. McSteen's pitch skipped into Wilkening. Wilkening couldn't quite control it. It went maybe 5 or 6 feet off to his left side. He picked it up as McSteen came charging in, as well as Landite did from third. He flipped it to McSteen, who easily tagged Landite for the third and final out of the inning. Wow, what a play right there. But the Jays capture a few runs in that inning. They scored 2 runs in that inning to increase their lead to 5-2. Last chance for the Huskers coming up to the top of the ninth we go. Don't go anywhere. You're listening to Husker Baseball on KRNU2. Last chance for the Huskers here in the top half of the ninth, And Creighton is bringing in a new pitcher. It's David Gerber, a right-handed pitcher, 6'1", 190-pound senior from Naperville, Illinois, coming into this game for the Bluejays of Creighton is David Gerber. He's wearing number 42, Jackie Robinson's number, and he's here to close things out for the Bluejays right now. Gerber coming into this game with a 2.86 ERA, a 1-6 record on the year with 3 saves, 22 innings pitched, 29 hits given up, 18 runs given up, 7 of those 18 earned. Wow, big number. 5 walks to 27 strikeouts, 3 doubles, a triple, and a home run given up as well. An outstanding strikeout to walk ratio and a crazy run to earned run ratio. Wow, 18 runs given up to only 7 earned runs. Wow, 7 of those 18 runs earned. 6, 7, 8 due up for Nebraska here. Zach Penrice rejoining you at TD Ameritrade Park in Omaha. Mojo Hagge sees pitch number 1 from Gerber, called strike 1, a fastball. Nighttime in Omaha. Here's the 0-1. That one's in there. Catches the outside corner for called strike 2, so it's 0-2. Now we got a sidewinder here, David Gerber. Throwing Hagge off a little bit here to start things off. Hagge 1 for 3 tonight. He's singled in the 5th. Here's the 0-2. Swung on and missed for strike 3. So good morning, good afternoon, and good night to Hagge right there. Great start for Gerber. 1 gone in the 9th. Blue Jays can taste it now. They're only 2 outs away from evening this season series with the Huskers. And I believe we have a pinch hitter here. We do. It's Luke Roscom coming in now. Luke Roscom will come into this game and sees the first pitch as a fastball that misses outside. Luke Roscom, a freshman from Chaska, Minnesota. Went to Chaska High School. The 1-0 is a breaking ball that is inside, so it's 2-0. Number 8 catcher ranked in the country coming out of Minnesota last year when he came from there. Here's the 2-0. That's a breaking ball that misses upstairs, so it's 3-0 now. Gerber not taking a lot of time in between pitches. He'll step off the rubber here, step back and reevaluate things before he steps back on. Here's the 3-0 to Roscom. That's in there for called strike 1, so Roscom had the red light on all the way. Roscom, fun fact, threw a perfect game as a junior versus Waconia up in Minnesota. And the 3-1 is a ball low and away, so Roscom walks. So he reaches base safely, so Nebraska has a base runner, and immediately Darren Erstad sends a pinch runner out there for him. It's going to be A.J. Johnson to run for the Big Red. Roscom, as I was mentioning, though, threw that perfect game as a junior in high school. Has never appeared on the mound for Nebraska. In high school, he had a 0.00 ERA with 5 saves in 9 innings pitched, so not a lot of time, but an outstanding high school pitcher, and he's never seen any time on the mound for Nebraska, who has a very good bullpen. Up steps Jake Schleppenbach, who sees this first pitch as a breaking ball in on the hands, but a strike 1 is called, so it's 0-1. A.J. Johnson, the runner at first base, he's pinch running for Luke Roscom. Runner goes as the pitch is swung on and fouled to the left side and out of play into the seats of the third row way down there. So Johnson was running on the pitch. A little hit and run action there for Nebraska does not work, and it's 0-2. Schleppenbach's already behind, the senior from Lincoln, Nebraska. 1 for 3 tonight. Gerber comes set. Runner goes. Pitch is swung on and fouled back once again and stays in the lower bowl right behind home plate. And yeah, Johnson's not being held on over there at first base. He's going to probably be going again. Huge lead over there for A.J. Johnson. Getting a big secondary lead, too, before he steals. Here's the 0-2 to Schlepp. Runner goes again. Pitch is swung on and fouled to virtually the same spot again. So it'll stay at 0-2, and A.J. Johnson playing this cat and mouse game, running back between first and second over and over. He's done it 3 times already. Hopefully he doesn't have to do it a 4th for his sake. Top of the 9th, Jays lead at 5-2 over Nebraska. 1 gone, a runner on. Jake Schleppenbach at the dish. And he calls time, and he'll step out real quick. Faces an 0-2 count. He's fouled off the last 3 pitches. Struck out in his last at-bat in the 7th. Trying to keep Nebraska going here. Runner goes. Here's the 0-2. Popped up to deep left center field. Moving over. There's everybody out there, and it'll be caught by the left fielder Landite for the second out of the inning. So Schleppenbach is retired after a short battle with David Gerber. And now Nebraska's last hope coming to the dish. Number 21, the shortstop, it's Bryson Cronenbold. Coming up, A.J. Johnson still running. Pinch running at first base. He was stealing again on that last play, but had to run back to first, obviously, so he's done it 4 times. First offering, runner goes. Pitch is bunted down the third base line, but foul. Good idea by Cronenbold, though. Third baseman only way back on the dirt, kind of guarding the lines. Creighton playing a conservative defense here, trying to make sure there's no extra base hits. But now only will stay in on the grass at third base. Johnson's the runner at first. There's 2 gone. Jays have a 3-run lead. Nebraska has only 1 out to spare. Runner goes. Pitch is swung on and missed for strike 2. So Creighton's 1 strike away from evening up this season series with Nebraska. They lead at 5-2. Slow clap begins for the Jay fans. David Gerber comes set. Cronenbold at the dish. Here's the 0-2. It's a fastball that misses just high and away, so we'll do this again. It'll be 1-2 as Johnson took second on that last pitch. So he stands at second base now. Bryson Cronenbold. Here's the 1-2. That one is back to the backstop, a really wild pitch. Actually, that one hit him. And they'll call time. Johnson was running to third on the pitch. Thought it was a pass ball, but third base umpire Bill McGuire sends him back to second. So now we're to the top of the order here. Nebraska's not dead. Jake Myers stepping in. Here comes Ed Service for Creighton to come out and talk to his team. There'll be a full-blown infielders conference here to talk this over. Wow, Gerber had Cronenbold down 0-2, had a chance to end this game, then threw a ball and then hit him on the next pitch. So Nebraska not done yet. They got back to the top of the order. It's Jake Myers at the plate here. He's 1 for 4 this evening with a run scored. He singled in the 6th, grounded out in the 1st, flew out in the 3rd, grounded out in the 7th. A.J. Johnson, the runner at second. Bryson Cronenbold, the runner at first. Jake Myers, the batter for Nebraska. They trail 5-2 in the top of the 9th with 2 outs. We're at TD Ameritrade Park. Zach Penrice, so happy to be bringing you the action all evening long here from TD Ameritrade. First offering Myers sees is a breaking ball that finds its way over the plate for a called strike 1. Big gap over there between shortstop and third as the infielders are guarding the lines. The corners are guarding the lines, I should say, for the Jays. Jake Myers faces the 0-1. That's in there for called strike 2. Myers hasn't even thought about swinging at either of these, and so for the second straight batter, Nebraska's down to their last strike. A few fans begin to rise behind the Creighton dugout as Myers is down 0-2. As Amodi will look over and the catcher will get a single from Service. Looks back, down into his stance. Gerber comes set with 2 on, 2 out in the 9th. Here's the 0-2. That pitch is a fastball that's too high and away. Actually, a little bit of a slider. Coming in with some good heat on that one, though. Easy one for Myers to lay off. It's 1-2. Johnson at second, Cronenbold at first are the runners for the Big Red. They're down by 3 runs. Myers is at the plate. Altavilla is on deck. David Gerber comes set. Here's the 1-2. Swung on, hit to the second baseman Collins. This could be it. On to first, in time at first base to Jason Alberry for the third and final out of the night. As the Blue Jays will get out of here with a 5-2 win to even this season's series back up at 1 game apiece. Nebraska, who blew out the Blue Jays in game 1 of this season's series with a 14-6 win over the Jays, can't do all that much tonight, and they're limited to just 2 runs, and they fall to the Blue Jays of Creighton 5-2. Don't go anywhere. We'll bring you our post-game thoughts and the final stats of tonight's game between the Blue Jays and Nebraska. Don't go anywhere. You're listening to Nebraska Baseball on KRNU2.